to make the journey somehow. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Gotta make this journey somehow, somehow. I've got to make the journey somehow. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Gotta make this journey somehow, somehow. Lord, I've got to make the journey. Devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Got to make this journey somehow. Lord, I've got to make this journey. Devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Got to make this journey somehow, somehow. Church, I've got to make it. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Got to make this journey.
Good evening to you all. I am giving Gail a couple of more minutes to get in the building. Hope all is doing well. So good to see all of you all tonight. Dr. Bishop Ray, hey man, it's another day in paradise. We're trying to do the best we can. Good evening to you. Felix Cole, good to see you. I am Favor, good to see you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Aunt Villa, good to see you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Earl Meek, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Sister Seals, always good to see you in Alabama. Thank you for coming in. Sister Collier, always glad to see you. Thank you for coming in. Highly Favored Smith, good to see you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Thank you so much for joining in with us. I'm getting ready to start. I'm simply checking to see the time Gail is ETA to be here. That's right. That's right. Good to be seen in that view. I know that all too well. I promise you I do. Of course, we had to bury our loved one on Saturday. Sister Tina, you starting already. I see you starting already. It's gonna be that kind of night. Okay. Had to bury our loved one on Saturday, and then we were going to come on yesterday, and on yesterday got a call from my mother just as I was getting ready to make the post and get ready, doing show prep, and told me that they had found my uncle passed. Uh, Probably my closest uncle. And then called me back 1 hour later and told me that my cousin had passed. So we're dealing with it over here, but y'all keep praying for us, and God's gonna keep blessing us. How about that? How about that? Congratulations. I was going to mention that Bishop Ray got ahead of me. Yeah, man, it is one of those. This is a season where I'm going to too many funerals. Anybody got that testimony besides me? Going to too many funerals right now. I have been going to funerals since November, and I could do without some for a while. Absolutely, congratulations to Bishop Talbot Swan, who is the new bishop in Greater Massachusetts. Thank you so much, Faithful Wisdom. Appreciate you. Bishop Ray said last year he had 15. That's too many, Bishop. That's too many. Sister Tina, parents, husband, aunts, and uncles. Absolutely. Just too much. I don't know what's happening. I could just throw 25, 26 away at this point, right? But what I do know is that God is still yet faithful, and He is still able, and He is still capable, and He is still in control. So we thank God for that. Bless you, East Texas. Good to hear from you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. What's the Nichols tea? Y'all got to stop. I did talk to him today, so I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share with you what's going on with that situation. Um, I did talk with him on today. Um, Thank you so much, Sis Collie. Appreciate you. Uh, y'all, now I want y'all to tell Gail about this lateness she got coming to services. Greetings, New York. Good to see you tonight. Edith Critchlow is in the building. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope y'all are staying warm wherever you are. When it gets cold in Texas, I know it is cold everywhere. He is. You got to depend on him, because he is faithful. And oftentimes, you all hear me when I pray. I always end my prayers with the same thing. We trust you for everything. We doubt you for absolutely nothing, because that is how we make it through. We got to trust God for everything. We got to doubt him in absolutely nothing. Is she making her grand entrance? Absolutely. I don't know what she got going on. She is making her grand entrance. Negative 40 in Iowa. My God. Stay inside. Listen, y'all better go get all your stuff. I am going tomorrow or Thursday to get all of my stuff and hibernating. I promise you. Bless you, Executive Change Coach. Good to see you tonight. Thank you for coming in from Arizona. Love it out there. Phoenix is one of my favorite places. Let's put Gail on the let's put her on Front Street. Let's call her. She don't. She don't. Y'all see this? She might even answer my call. She's texting me. Sister Gail.
Yes.
The people said you have waited long enough to make your grand entrance. Can you come on in the room? Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor. Writes out all my scriptures. Gives me all of my medicine. But you got to come in the room for that. Are you coming?
Come on. Jesus. All right, I'll be there in 3 minutes.
All right, we'll see you in 3 minutes. Y'all heard her. She said she'll be here in 3 minutes. I don't know what Gail just got through. She was doing something with the family, and that was the. She been in prayer. Come on, JC. She been in prayer. Robert, man, good to see you, Taylor. Blessings to you, man. Good to see you tonight. Y'all know I normally don't delay when I start. She is clearly on CP time. Y'all know I don't be delaying when I start. But I'm trying to wait for her to come into the room. We're going to give her exactly 3 minutes because that's what she asked for. So in 2.5 minutes, we're going to start. How about that? Hopefully everyone is doing well. And we are getting ready to got a great give. Hey, Dr. Sales, good evening to you. Glad to see you. We got a great giveaway tonight from our sponsor. I'm going to answer that question. I promise you, I'm going to answer that question. Or that statement. I'm going to respond to that statement. Got a great giveaway tonight that is going to be, this time they took the limits off of me. I'm excited about it. And so it's just a New Year's thing. We want to do something nice. I thought it was cold, so I wanted to see something warm. How about that? All right, we got about 90 more seconds, and then we are going to start having this conversation. Got some things to talk about in Carolina. Got some things to talk about that the presiding bishop is doing a little. That we got some calls about. And I want to talk about whether or not it's a good thing or not. All right, y'all. 60 more seconds, and we will get started.
Somehow, Lord, I've got to make the journey somehow. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Gotta make this journey somehow, somehow. Lord, I've got to make the journey somehow. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Gotta make this journey somehow. I've got to make the journey somehow. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Gotta make this journey somehow. Lord, I've got to make the journey. Devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Got to make this journey somehow. Lord, I've got to make this journey. Devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Got to make this journey somehow. Church, I've got to make it. Oh, the devil's on my track, trying to turn me back. Got to make this journey.
And we welcome in the First Lady of the Heat Show, Sister Shouting Gale. Welcome into the building.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Please pardon
Brandy,
my
I will
lateness.
be in Little Rock, Arkansas. Absolutely. Before we get started, Sister Gale, I got your favor. Thank you so much. As long as you can stay, hang out with us. Hopefully, we won't be that long. She made it out all right. Come on here. We thank God that Sister Gail made it out all right. But before we get started, I want to touch and agree with Sister Collier right now that, Father, we thank you. We lean on you for strength. God, we know that you can do anything but
Yes,
fail us.
Lord.
God, we
Thank you,
trust you to
Jesus.
even this
Yes, God.
heart illness, this heart failure, even with the
Oh, God.
doctors saying, God, we pray now that you would heal the heart, that
Yes,
restore its
Jesus.
function, give the
Thank
power
you,
to do what
Jesus.
she needs to do throughout the day. God, because we know that all things work together for the good of us, then God, we pray now that even in this, you give her strength and you give her courage, God. We cast the anxieties and the burdens upon you. For your word declared that if we cast it upon you, that you would carry it for us because you care. God, grant her the peace that surpasses even the understanding. Help her
Yes,
to
Lord.
trust in your
Thank you,
perfect plan,
Jesus.
your perfect will. And even when she doesn't understand, God, to know that you are her refuge and that you are her strength. God, we
Thank you,
pray that you
Jesus.
guide the
Thank you, Lord.
doctors and the caregivers to give her what it is that she needs and guide their hands to do what it is that they need to do. Give them the wisdom to align their treatments with what is your divine will to bring about a complete healing and restoration in her heart. God, we pray this in Jesus' name, trusting you for everything, God, and doubting you for
Yes,
absolutely
Lord.
nothing because you cannot fail. We
Thank
call
you,
it
Jesus.
done in Jesus'
Oh,
name.
God.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
We
We just
believe
give
the
the testimony
prayer
and we
of
believe
faith
it.
has been prayed. We believe that the prayer of faith has been prayed. Praise the Lord to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however time zone that you are viewing us. Welcome to the Heat Show. I want to give you a scripture on today, First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. May God have a blessing to the reading, the hearing, and the obeying of His word. Those of you that are viewing us right now in the chat of live, if you don't mind, if you can like and share, we would love for you to like and share. If it's your first time viewing the Heat Show, I would like you to put a number one. If you've been here before, we'd like you to put a number three. If you viewed the show before, if you viewed this channel before, please put a number three. If it's your first time, we would like to welcome you. Welcome to this channel, and please put a number one. It has been a privilege and an opportunity. We thank God for allowing us to come once again by way of YouTube. And we have been blessed each time that we come, Bishop and myself, we have been blessed each time that we have come on the channel to bring you good news, to bring you hope, and to bring you, you know what, St. James. St. James, the Bible say, the Bible say all liars, but however, maybe you been, but you know, we thank God for we thank God for District Elder St. James, and we thank
District
God for him.
Overseer St. James. Overseer St. James in the bill. He can do a lot of preaching, y'all. Y'all gotta go watch St. James. If y'all don't like
Please
this
stop by his
conversation, don't watch
channel.
it.
Please
He is
stop by his
great.
channel.
Super entertaining. Love to watch St. James. I just be in the cut just watching him. I don't watch everybody, but I watch him. Brother Earl, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Brother Earl started the show off right with a seed. We thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Brother
much.
Jill got something special. Got something special tonight. We want to start off the show before we start talking to let you know so y'all can get ready for it before the show goes off. Gil, you want to tell the people what's happening?
There's a lot of things happening, and we thank God for those things that are happening. Those of you that view us, we would like to once again thank you. And because you have watched us, and because you have those of you that is, if it's your first time, we would like to tell you continue to watch the Heat channel. We want to offer those that will and those that want to. We have some places that you can go, um, compliments, and through our sponsors of Total Health Group. We thank God for them. Total Health is our sponsor of this channel, and we have some places and some places, and you got going to have a chance to choose where you would like to go. But it's not. Um, you got to do something in order to go, and so it's going to be up to you. And I think you better take the chance to go ahead and look at this and see what you would like to do. Now, this is by our sponsors, and I want to, by our sponsors, we want to thank God for them because, we can't do it by our own will, but our sponsors have decided to help us out on this situation. We have some trips that we want to offer you, but you got to do something in order to receive that trip. Now, again, our sponsor is Total Health Group, and we are grateful to them. We appreciate them, and they decided, well, you guys are doing a good thing, and we just want to help you out by being a part and they are a viewer of the show as well. Total Health Group is a viewer as well, and we thank God for them. And those of you that are needing life insurance, now we do understand that we cannot uh, pick, we can't pick when the time for us to leave. We don't know when the Lord will call our number. But however, we need to prepare ourselves. There was a song that was written by a writer, and it says, He's preparing me. So, you need to prepare to leave this life we call earth on earth. You got to leave one day. We don't know when we're leaving, but you need to prepare when you do leave so you don't be a burden on your family. And if you're needing a life insurance policy, some of them are inexpensive life insurance policies. And it's very important that you get a life insurance policy. I am a client of Total Health and Life Insurance Group. I have the health and I also have a life insurance policy because I don't want to be a burden on my children when I leave this earth. Now, it's very important, pastor, it's very important, evangelist, it's very important, lay member, to get that life insurance policy. A lot of people now are just leaving, they're dying, and they don't have any coverage. But tonight, you can have that coverage if you call that number of 512-609-0434. That's 512-609-0434. Bishop, I do want to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
My voice is going in and out.
Okay.
I had been suffering for the last few weeks of laryngitis. I
Absolutely.
think due to some things that have happened in my life, and sometimes you don't realize that your body can take a toll. So I've had death in my family, but we thank God that those people that were in my family, they had a life insurance policy.
I can say we had a wonderful service on Saturday. We buried a very close and dear loved one, and she was 45. Went to service to sing a song. Actually, she was a guest artist for a church service. Stood up to sing. Got three words out. Said, "I have a headache," and collapsed. And that was it. She had a massive hemorrhage stroke, but we had an amazing service on Saturday without any headaches and without any worries because her grandmother was wise enough to get her some life insurance even when she was young. So you just never know. I was telling the people, Gail, that we were preparing for the show yesterday, and during show prep, I get a call from my mother to tell me that she walked in and found my uncle gone. And then 1 hour later, got a call and said that my cousin had transitioned. So
Jesus. God.
One of them is covered, and one of them was not. And so now, that's just the way that it happens. And so you got to be prepared. I don't know, my uncle wasn't prepared. We've been talking to him for 2 years. He was 70 years old, but so they was 70 at the time, and still didn't prepare. But we prepared. So that's kind of how these things go. Thank you so much to St. James for jumping in. Thank you all for who have tuned in with us. We thank our sponsors, and our sponsors has something absolutely wonderful to do for us on tonight, and
Now,
that is
also, Bishop, we have to let people know you don't have to be sick to die.
no, 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 no. You do not have to be
You
sick
don't
to
have to
die.
be deathly ill to die.
Yeah, yeah. You
Um,
can die right now today. Uh, so do yourself a favor. If you don't have life insurance, make sure you have health insurance. And if you don't have health insurance, you better have life insurance. Um, and they have helped our viewers from Memphis to Texas to Illinois um, to Florida to Georgia. So if you're in need, make sure you reach out to them. If you're in need of life insurance, make sure you reach out to them. Do me a favor, don't wait till it's too late. And then if you got children who are not even adults yet, make sure you do, get your college savings, do your invest, do what you got to do, y'all. Y'all do what you got to. Other people, they don't worry because they do stuff when they're young, so they don't have to worry when they get older. All right. Okay. And
hopefully,
then,
hopefully, hopefully, one time, Bishop, we can
mhm,
actually really talk about how you can benefit from a life insurance policy.
absolutely. Maybe we'll
Even
have somebody
even
on.
when you're alive, you can benefit from your life insurance policy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you have the right one, I mean, you can, and it's got the right living benefits. Make sure you get something with living benefits, because everybody doesn't. The bad part is some people only have life insurance that pays off when you die. But then what happens when you have a stroke, you have a heart attack, you get cancer, you get some other sort of chronic disease. They got policies cover that too, and so make sure you talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. We know that they know what they're doing. We're clients. We know what it is. So
They
make
are
sure you
experts.
give them
They
a
are
give them a
experts.
call. If they don't, if you call them after business hours, you can also shoot them a text. They will respond. They have agents that will respond. Um, Normally, I think I don't know how late. I think 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. So if you don't get an answer, make sure you text. Whatever you got to do, just reach out to them. But they've got something fun for us for the new year, Gail, and they are doing it this time. Y'all know normally when they do a giveaway, they give us something to give away. They give us like 10 trips, 5 trips, 7 trips, whatever. This is not it. Um, and so here's what we got to do. Tonight, we have unlimited. So everybody that wants to go to Vegas, you're going. That's the bottom line. We got the Deacon. Deacon Dillard is keeping us on time tonight. Deacon, we getting there. We get there. Deacon. We got to take care of the business. More grace to you, Uncle Rail. Good to see you tonight. Deacon, we got to pay the light bills. Deacon, we got to pay the light bill. Um,
We pay bills over here. I don't know about anybody else that don't be paying bills. See, they have y'all give these seeds. They have y'all give
That's
these
it.
seeds of faith
There
and
is
trust God, and
there is a
God will
reason.
give you this, that, and the other. Then you find out they don't pay their bills. So we pay bills over here.
No, we ain't got there yet. We ain't got there. But here
I'm just gonna let
but
you know
here's
we pay bills over here.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason that you don't see us sitting on here asking y'all to give a lot of money and constantly doing all of that is because we have sponsors, and we thank God for our sponsors, and we thank them for what they do to allow us to be here doing what we want to do and to talk about what we want to talk about. So that's how we do what we do. And then We did that because they give us stuff to give you that benefits you. Y'all watch a lot of different platforms. Most of them you just watching and giving, but we always try to see what they can give us back to give to you. And so they said tonight, this week, whatever we do this week, everybody that wants to go to Vegas can go to Vegas for $150. All you have to do is send your $50 deposit and lock in your trip, and you can pay your $100 deposit. They will. You can either pay it immediately, or you can. Um, they will send you an email follow up afterwards, probably 2 or 3 days, and give you a payment option of like $29, $30 a month till you pay it off, whatever you want to do. So I want to thank them for doing that. That is a benefit, Dr. Dillard. That's a benefit because you just watched the show. So we're going to hit this commercial and then we're going to get into the show right after this.
4-day, 3-night Las Vegas couples getaway. Yes, it's one of the most popular destinations in the country, and for good reason. Thrilling nightlife, amazing restaurants, show-stopping entertainment. You'll choose from world-class resorts like Luxor Las Vegas Hotel and Casino, Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino, and the Link Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Here's what others have said when using one of our complimentary Las Vegas getaways.
Wow, here in sunny Las Vegas, we had a great time. This is our great venture here. Honey, what you think about the trip?
It was amazing.
We just enjoyed a wonderful 3-night stay here in Las Vegas. As you can tell, it's sunny outside. This resort was great.
It's gorgeous here. The amenities are awesome. The customer service is the best, and the deal online is exactly what it claims to be. And we are very pleased with our stay. And just take a look at how beautiful this place is. Thanks again. We are very happy customers.
We had an amazing time. I got to ride a roller coaster for the first time with my wife. She heard me scream like a little girl. It was a completely amazing trip. We had a great time.
We strongly recommend it. Go get yourself a vacation.
Take action now and be on your way to Vegas, baby.
All right, there we go. So all you have to do is Cash App $Heat Show and either drop your deposit or your entire $150. That takes care of your taxes and fees, and everything else is taken care of with a balance value of about $1,100. So there you go. We got as many as want to go. There's 100 people in this room. I don't know how many people are watching, but that's anybody and everybody that wants to go. I have no limits tonight, so y'all do what y'all got to do. Let's get to it, Gail.
And it's a great trip. I mean, it's a great trip. You know, everyone's filing their taxes right now. They're filing their taxes, and just for
you can take the bus, take the train, however you want to get there. Drive if you want.
Your hotel stay in a 4 or 5-star hotel. You can't beat that anywhere.
Not the motel.
Can't beat that anywhere.
Gail, Brian Carn cannot go right now. King John's in the building.
Oh my God.
What is going on with you, man? You know you're always welcome.
I wish I could bring both of them on. I wish I could bring St. James on and bring King Giles on. This is a new year. Man, we need to
I'm not playing with you tonight.
Cause see, I know it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be fine. I mean, St. James can light the match.
Gil is trying it tonight. King Gil is trying.
St. James can light the match, and and then
I don't know what is going on. Carolina, yes, sir. We're gonna talk about Carolina. You know what, Gail? Let's talk about Brian Carn last. Let's go backwards tonight. Magnolia Brown, we go get Brim. She is on one tonight. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the hour. Let's talk about Carolina. So, Gail, got some information. Not gonna drop everybody. But what I do understand is there's some problems in Carolina. They're gonna tell you how we know. but there are some problems uh, in Carolina, Gail, and
But you know, my phone was hot this afternoon, so.
the phones are going off. The phones are going off about Carolina, and it is interesting what is being said. But my understanding is there are some people in North Carolina who are unhappy in the third, North Carolina third, and that there is two people in Carolina currently who are looking to build jurisdictions in Carolina. That is what I'm being told. Um, and of course, it's from good sources. Gail, would you agree? Yeah, we can
Our
pause.
sources are always good. Our
Impeccable,
sources are always good.
impeccable. And so my understanding is that there are two. One who is already a bishop, but is looking to build something in Carolina, and the other who is not, but is looking to split North Carolina third. Is from what I'm told.
See, I have a problem with people that want to come in and split something that's already there. Why can't you not recruit outside of where they are? Bring new people in. Why take or campaign to get people that's already set in one place to go to another? That just doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't show growth.
Well, I mean, North Carolina third is Bishop Patrick Wooden, so maybe there's a problem there. Um, I don't know, but I can't tell you. Uh, but that's my understanding.
I don't think people should try to recruit others from one jurisdiction to divide a jurisdiction that's already been
What I
established.
From what I'm told in terms of that is that this is somebody who came from this jurisdiction and who has an amazing ministry and an amazing and a lot of influence in North Carolina already, and that's going to be interesting. I don't know how that is going to work though, because clearly um, Bishop Sheard has a significant relationship with Bishop Wooden. And the question is, will they allow that to happen as long as Bishop Sheard is sitting there? I don't know if that will happen. I
Now,
think that's
I do have a question because I'm not really sure. I get confused with the Carolinas
mhm,
anyway. Our former emeritus late mother,
mhm.
uh, Rivers, was she from North Carolina or was she from South Carolina?
She was South Carolina. She
Okay,
was South
South
Carolina.
Carolina. Okay.
And interesting enough, Mother Rivers had a had a fellowship with 300 pastors. Most people didn't know.
Ain't that something?
Mother Rivers was the biggest bishop in the Church of God in Christ. Tell you the truth,
Well,
she
wasn't
had
that, ain't that
300.
something?
Hmm?
She had she had that. You know, reminds me of that's really a builder right there. But you know, she has done her work,
Yeah,
and
Mother had a lot
uh,
of influence, but at
yeah,
one point had 300 pastors that she covered.
to
So
have a positive
she was
influence.
massive.
This is the thing. A positive influence is what the church is needing. A
Mhm.
positive influence. Once again, positive influence. And
Yeah,
that's what helps and draws people to work with you. If you have a plan for growth and to lead. You have to be a strong leader in this church. Um, I don't know how many churches are there in that state uh, and within the city, but even still, I don't understand why we all just can't work together.
Well, you have three jurisdictions in North Carolina. You've got Bishop Woodard is Greater North Carolina. You've got Bishop Stennett Powell, who is amazing. Love Bishop Powell. Uh, is North Carolina second. Then you have North Carolina third, which is Bishop Patrick Wooden. So I don't know. I don't think any state is too small um, to have new jurisdictions. I don't necessarily like splits, but if people don't want to be with you, I don't know what you can do to keep them. Um, I think when people are given that opportunity, what do you do when you no longer want to be under the bishop who you have, and you have a man you want to follow who you respect as much?
I do agree. If you want to leave, leave. Don't split what's already there. And I don't think it's right that you campaign people to leave uh, one leader to go to another.
What if they don't
Um,
like you? What if they don't like you?
but then you have to, you have to. What are the real grounds? What are the real grounds of leaving the jurisdiction? Because a lot of times, um,
There's one ground right there, Gil. There's a question. As a black woman, why would I bring an intelligent, working, accomplished black woman under Bishop Wooden? I mean, I don't know what the grounds are, but whatever the grounds are, if those men decide that they want to go up under the other person there who they already respect, who they already know, who was a longtime part of the jurisdiction, and who is greatly respected. I mean, what do you do? Do you just lose them out of the Church of God in Christ altogether, or do you? I mean, we don't have a process in which you can get rid of a jurisdictional bishop. There is a way to do it. You just quit. You move to another jurisdiction. That's the constitutional route. Is that you move to another jurisdiction? And here's what I don't understand. What is the difference between, because constitutionally, once a year, we can transfer to any jurisdiction we want to. Okay? What is the difference between transferring to another jurisdiction and deciding you just don't want to follow him anymore, and I'd rather follow him? Well, I mean, tell me I don't know what the difference is.
I don't, it seems like a lot of times people want to leave because of negative thoughts or views, or they have had a falling out.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you have fell out with a leader, I think that's wrong. You need to come and reason together and then make a solution with that. I don't think pastors, whether they're male or female, need to leave because they're angry.
When is the decision we fell out and we just don't need to work together? When is that decision okay then?
There should be a peaceful way of leaving. And just like when you do your job, if you have a job that you don't like that job, you give your resignation, you give your 2 weeks notice or your 30-day notice, and then you leave. But it
And
should be
again,
peaceful
and again,
in case
again,
you want to come back.
again, again, I'm asking the same question. In the instance, I'm talking within our Constitution, your opportunity is to transfer. Okay? Tell me the difference between 15 churches transferring to North Carolina second and 15 churches going and creating their own jurisdiction. I just need to know what the difference is. Because I hear what you're saying, but if they're gonna leave, they're gonna leave. And let's say they don't want. Okay, let's say they don't. They're not going. They're going to transfer to another jurisdiction, but they want to go up under this other person, and this other person goes into that other jurisdiction as a superintendent. Now you still got the same people left and went to another jurisdiction. I need to know what the difference is.
From from looking on the outside, because I don't know anything on the inside. If leaders stop bullying the pastors, if these bishops would stop bullying the pastors, I think a lot of times you have bullies, and you have adults, grown people. No one needs to be bullied at all. And so what we're seeing now, even through social media, we have a bunch of bullies. And who's to say that the next bishop that is going to start a new jurisdiction will not be a bully as well?
Well, let me say this, because I know the person. I know who the person is that they're talking about, and he's not much different than Bishop Wooden in terms of his political stance or what he necessarily believes traditionally. Okay, they're almost really similar. They almost, they very similar in stance. So if people aren't leaving you because of your stance, then they're leaving you because they don't want to be with you. If I leave you for somebody that looks just like you and acts just like you, it's you.
You might as well stay where you are. I had a conversation. I had a conversation with a pastor that was my pastor. He's no longer. He's he's gone. He's in the arms of Jesus right now. And I told him. I said, if I ever leave your church, I would not leave your church to go to another church, because you're still over that pastor as well. So I might as well stay at your church and deal with the demons that I know, instead of going somewhere else trying to learn those demons over there. And I'm not calling everybody a demon, but there are different spirits that you have to deal with.
Right.
And so I told that leader,
Kevin Carter, I'm not responding to you.
I told that leader, I says, if I were to leave your church with you being the bishop, I would have to leave the organization altogether. That was just my preference.
But that's not our Constitution. That is not our Constitution.
Right.
Our Constitution doesn't obligate us to stay with people forever, in perpetuity. That's not our Constitution. We have that in the Constitution for a reason, that you can move, that you can transfer, that you can go somewhere else if that's what your congregation agrees to do.
And they should do that according to the rules of the church. Do that, but just coming together and just want to formulate something because I don't think that's right. And we've seen that happen.
I'm a favorite says the difference is you're not campaigning to pull from one, create your own, not what someone else has built. So again, and I think Uncle Rel said this. He said, "What happened to the 100 plus church jurisdictions?" I'm getting ready to tell you. Tell me why North Carolina got 3 jurisdictions. See, if this was actual, it would be factual as well. If it was actual, it would be factual as well. But the facts are North Carolina has 3 jurisdictions right now. They all came from one. Every jurisdiction in Texas came from one. Every jurisdiction in Tennessee came from one. Every jurisdiction in all 50 states came from one.
Right.
Because we used to have state bishops and not jurisdictions.
Right.
Bishop Macklin formed his own jurisdiction. Bishop Macklin did that. Bishop Hines has been bishop over 3 different jurisdictions.
But did he not, well, Bishop Backlund, did he not take from another bishop
He
though at
did.
that time?
Yes, he split a jurisdiction. I mean, that's not,
Okay.
that's not unknown information. What I'm saying is that's how the church is doing what it's doing right now, because there is no constitutional requirement that you bring in new people. Now, that's a great question. Sister Brown said, how many should you have? I don't know. I don't I don't know. Because again, I don't know how many churches there are in any given state. I mean, I really don't know. New York has God knows how many jurisdictions. Texas
got too many. Texas need to merge some of that.
Prince say Bishop Willie started New York 6. I mean, people do it because they don't like something. And I'm trying to figure out, what do you do with those pastors who don't want to sit up under this person anymore, but don't want to go to another jurisdiction that's already there? What do you do? Do you just lose them and let them go wherever?
But there are some bishops, and we know who they are. There are some bishops that have told other pastors that they can't go anywhere, and they will take their church.
Absolutely. You mean you just had that with Dexter Bell? Bishop Dexter Bell just did that, just tried that. I mean, but you do, absolutely. There you go. Arizona is still a one jurisdiction. North Dakota, Iowa, you still got some one
jurisdiction. Yeah, one.
New Mexico is just one. Now, they bishop went through something, and you still only got one bishop in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to split, but the presiding bishop and the general board wouldn't let it happen. They did. New Mexico tried to split after Bishop Keith Jones, but they didn't. So Southern California first, absolutely, it's still a huge jurisdiction. Absolutely. Tennessee got 6. I mean, that's what all of these are splits. Bishop Linwood Dillon, came out from up under Bishop Porter, and they both general board members now. I mean, this is what we do. I don't think. This is just how it's done in the church.
Well, again, the question is, how many churches is there supposed to be
Jones is still a bishop, yes, sir.
Start a jurisdiction, and was there a conversation where Bishop G.E. Patterson said you had to have 30 churches in order to start a jurisdiction?
That's what was said. That's not constitutional. That's just what the goal was. That's never been passed as an amendment. No, the Constitution is that you can create a jurisdiction without regard to geographical location. There you go. I'm getting to that, Aunt. I'm getting to it. I promise you. We got to order. We got to go back. So yeah, I mean, it's so that's what's going on in North Carolina.
Because even when Bishop Willie James Campbell was alive, he was a part of Wisconsin First, and his church was in Illinois.
Absolutely.
Which he was in before I left Illinois. He was in Fifth.
Bishop Daniels had churches in Tennessee, in the Nashville area. Bishop Houston has churches in Texas. But
Bishop Ford had a jurisdiction in another state as well. Bishop Ford had that.
Bishop Dillard has churches in Atlanta and South Georgia. I mean, it's just, our Constitution is very clear on that.
Wow.
Maceo is in the building. Maceo says nobody is going to be successful at splitting with his jurisdiction. He is successful locally and nationally. It is not going to happen. All right, there you go. Maceo says it ain't happening. I'm just sharing the information. Don't. I am not advocating one way or the other, because this. I'm not in North Carolina. I'm dogging that fight. But there are two bishops who are looking to do something. Well, two people one is a bishop, one is not yet.
Giants to fall.
But it is that is what I'm told, and that is what I'm told is in the works. So we'll see what happens. Gail,
But it's going to have to be brought to the General Assembly in April, correct?
maybe, maybe, just depends on which one you're talking about.
Hmm.
So there you go.
On that note,
So, um, so apparently there is a new rule that they want to implement. By the way, I got to talk to you about something else about the General Assembly too. Because by the way, did you know that they passed a resolution because they're trying to implement term limits in the Church of God in Christ? Did you know that for elected officials?
ain't that something? Are they going to try to do like the other people that we know?
I don't know. But that did get moved into place. It now to make it an amendment, then you have to have 3 readings of it and 3 debates on it, and then you can take a vote on it to pass it. But right now there is a resolution because I did get a call about that from some bishops on this past week as it relates to that. But I was told that perhaps the current chairman is delaying that a little bit because he would fall up under that term limit problem and therefore would not be able to run for chairman this year. So
Isn't
apparently
that something?
that's on hold. Yeah, apparently
Isn't that
that's
something?
yeah,
Hmm.
I did get that call though.
Isn't
So
that something? That's a big question mark.
interesting.
A big question mark.
Yeah, it is. But apparently it did. The resolution did initially pass, but in order to enforce it, it has to become an amendment because you can't have a resolution that overrides a constitutional right. And right now, the Constitution doesn't have term limits, so people can run as many times as you will elect them, except for the presiding bishop and the judiciary board. Judiciary board, you can only serve 14 years, no matter what. And the presiding bishop cannot serve after the age of 76, except for if he's already in office and in good
At the
health.
time.
Which brings up a whole nother problem because, of course, the first and second assistant presiding bishop would then therefore not be qualified to be the presiding
Yes.
bishop. And we had to elect them as first and second presiding bishop, but no one ever told the delegates that they're not qualified to be presiding bishop because of age limits that are our Constitution. So the question is, why are they still sitting there? There are no age limits for the general board, but presiding bishop there is. And the only way you can extend that is if you're already in office. And you can only extend it for 1 term. So, now we have an ascension clause. And what they didn't think about when they passed the ascension clause is the age limit clause, which means that you can't be first or second if you're not qualified to be presiding bishop because of the age limit clause. So we have a constitutional issue. See, these are the things that the chairman of the General Assembly should be focused on. I hate banning people. I really do, but I don't like weakness. Now let's go. Okay, so at any rate, I'm not in the mood. By the way, y'all, I'm really not in the mood tonight. I'm really not. I'm in a little touchy mood tonight. So, best behavior. That would be the suggestion. Immediately block tonight. Forever and ever. Okay. All right. So, Gail, anyway, that's what's happening there. Back to what I was saying. Y'all forgive me. Better yet, let's go to a commercial and give me 30 seconds.
Complimentary 4-day, 3-night Las Vegas couples getaway. Yes, it's one of the most popular destinations in the country, and for good reason. Thrilling nightlife, amazing restaurants, show-stopping entertainment. You'll choose from world-class resorts like Luxor Las Vegas Hotel and Casino, Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino, and the Link Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Here's what others have said when using one of our complimentary Las Vegas getaways.
Wow, here in sunny Las Vegas, we had a great time. This is our great venture here. Honey, what you think about the trip?
It was amazing.
We just enjoyed a wonderful 3-night stay here in Las Vegas. As you can tell, it's sunny outside. This resort was great.
It's gorgeous here. The amenities are awesome. The customer service is the best, and the deal online is exactly what it claims to be. And we are very pleased with our stay. And just take a look at how beautiful this place is. Thanks again. We are very happy customers.
We had an amazing time. I got to ride a roller coaster for the first time with my wife. She heard me scream like a little girl. It was a completely amazing trip. We had a great time.
We strongly recommend it. Go get yourself a vacation.
Take action now and be on your way to Vegas, baby.
You have that opportunity to go to Vegas tonight. Don't forget. It
If
is
you want to go to
open.
Vegas, drop your $50 deposit and they will send you your trip. And then you pay the balance of your taxes, which is $100. And you have 18 months to take the trip and enjoy yourself. Knock yourself out. We have unlimited numbers, so as many people as want to go can go. Tell your friends, tell your family, call everybody. This offer is going to be good until Sunday, close of show. But take advantage of it like right now, tonight, this week. Make sure you do that. All right, Gil. So apparently the presiding bishop is implementing a social media thing, where there are times in services and certain. What do you need $300 for, Bishop? Right? What you need $300 for? How many trips you taking, Bishop?
He want to take 2 trips. That's all right. All right. You and a guest. And so he want to make 2. He want to take 4 people. That's all right.
Do
That's
what
all
you
right.
got to do, Bishop.
Sometimes
Enjoy
you have
yourself.
you have to rejuvenate. You have to
Enjoy
rejuvenate,
yourself.
and everyone needs a break. People need to get away. They need a vacation, and I do believe that pastors and leaders, those that do church work, those that do any kind of work, sometimes you're stressed out, and you need a time to revamp, to release, relax, relate, release. Okay. So you
Love it.
need that time, and that trip to Vegas can help you out with that. Because a lot of times, we talk about mental illness in the church, and that is a real thing. That is a real thing. And in order for you to get over that mental stress, you need to take that trip to Vegas, and you need to do it now. So you can send your deposit of $50 to the Cash App, or you can do the Zelle, or you can pay it straight out, $150, and not worry about a payment plan. Just pay the $150, and you'll be on your way to relax, relate, and release.
All right. So, Gail, presiding bishop, this started a couple of years ago. People may not know this, but starting a couple of years ago, we had a lot of viral things happening in our services. So Bishop Sheard started implementing social media shutdowns. Okay. Now they have ramped this up to where now during certain times in certain services and in some services altogether, they will be monitoring that you do not have your phone and that your phone is not on and that your phone is not recording. I know that they started implementing that during evangelism rallies started like 2 years ago, but now he's kind of expanding that. What say you about that?
Well, it's kind of late now. He should have did that and had the convocation, but oh well. You know.
I want to know, does that apply? Is that going to apply to? I want to, because there are some churches, and we're not going to mention them tonight because we ain't talking about them tonight. But there are some churches that need to implement this policy because they are embarrassing the church on a regular basis with way too many viral moments, saying way too many crazy things. Will that go across the board, or I just wonder? I'm just wondering.
I think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit much because some people, some influencers, they record services and they put them on their social media pages. Um,
I agree with Kevin Carter. I don't think it helps at all because most of the stuff that we talk about comes across the pulpit. So,
right. And so I think because you can't do that when you're in court. All phones have to be turned off. They can't even be on mute. They have to be turned off.
I can
Not
tell
just the
you,
ringer.
I can tell you, I went to a regional evangelism meeting service, and I walked in and was literally told to turn off my phone. That happened. That happened. And it was by the national church. It was not by the church that I was at. It was not by the church I was at. It was not by the bishop whose church I was at. It was the national church. When I asked him about it, he said, nope, that came from the presiding bishop, and they don't want no other people taking out their phone. I wouldn't even know my phone, by the way. I wasn't even doing anything with the phone. I had just walked in with my phone in my hand. But yeah, it wasn't just me either. They did that to a few people.
Well, the pastors have their phones in the pulpit.
I'm trying to figure out how you're going to take my phone and you don't take Bishop Porter's phone. Because my phone is way less dangerous than his.
Okay. There are pastors and leaders that sit on platforms and they have their phones out through the whole service. Whether they're recording or they're just text messaging. That's the new passing notes thing now, is to send a text message while you're sitting on the platform.
But I don't know how you can control that when so much of our lives are connected to our phones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything can happen during the service. That's why people have phones. I mean,
right? Because nobody's getting my phone. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't gonna be no taking of no phones, but they did. Marco said he could get Bishop Sherry got his on. I'm just telling y'all what was happening. I just don't.
But well, you have to look at it too. Also, when you go to these live recordings, they don't allow you to have your phones either.
But I think a live recording is different, right?
Yes, but still,
I mean, that's a copyright situation right there.
Mm-hmm.
Earl says, really? Is turning off the phone the solution, or should people quit with the shenanigans? See, we ain't even talking about Drewski tonight. Because that's a whole problem. It's what's happening in the church that's the problem. It is not the phone. The phone, that's like blaming the gun. St. James said he's going to get AI glasses tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. Like, what can you do, St. James? I mean, it's come on. I mean, it is. Then they tell you to take your phone out and tell everybody to check in, and I mean, it doesn't even. This is foolishness. It doesn't even make sense. I don't know why he's doing it. Shenanigans is the word.
Yeah, and share. Take your phone out and share this service. Blah blah blah. Make up your mind.
Kevin Carter, if they ban iPads, you gonna really find out who can preach and who can't.
Oh
You can't
Lord.
ban iPads. They got all their sermons on there. They can't ban them iPads. The iPads and laptops. That's where they getting it from. You know, they ain't studying. So I don't know. So yeah, that's what you know. I I just wanted to bring it to the attention because I don't want anybody to be surprised when you go to a service, um, and that happens. That look, sales don't see sales. You don't went over, but see that'll stop them right there. Sales done came up with the solution. You gonna keep the phone off during offering time. No cash apps, no sales. Now watch that change.
Oh, okay, all right.
Watch that change things.
Mm-hmm. You can't have your phone, so you can't
Come
give
on, Favorite
electronically.
Wisdom said right on the same thing. Take your phone out, cash app, ties it off. Yeah, stop all that.
Okay.
Can't use my phone. I'm sorry.
They didn't think about that.
But Gail, see, because y'all think I'm joking, but Bishop Sheard did that because he was raising an offering. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave that right there. Ain't none of y'all business how much he was trying to raise, but I'm gonna leave that right there. All right, Gail. So you were asked today about what was going on with administrative assistant Robert Nichols Jr. in Texas, and did he leave the church? Did he leave the jurisdiction? Yada yada yada. And so I texted him and asked him. And then he called me, and we had about an hour and a half conversation. It was a great conversation. We're friends. I don't care what that's my friend. And that's we have a relationship as we're friends. I'm friends with a lot of people. So he called me. I said, Bishop, what's going on? Here's what I was told. Here's what's happening. What's going on? I knew he was having a meeting of some sort. I said, but this is what I heard. Is this what happened? Because that's what I do. When I hear something, I call the person. If I have a personal relationship with them, I call them. If I don't have a personal relationship with them, we may try to reach out to them. We may not. It just depends on what it's about. But because I had a personal relationship with him, and if I have their personal information, I will call them. So but I text him. I didn't call him. He had responded to the text. So I already knew the answer. Then he called to give me the background as to what was going on. Here is the answer to the question: did Robert Nichols Jr. leave the Church of God of Christ? No. That's the short answer. He has not left the Church of God of Christ. He did resign from his positions, just as people do, because when I talked to him, he just really felt like he hasn't taken the time to mourn his father's death and kind of deal with his mother and kind of he wants to focus on his local churches and then figure out what he's going to do. And he would rather support uh, Bishop Lee from this position than to have people think he's fighting him from another position. And so that's where they are. I still believe that the church needs to honor what his father requested and what he put in writing and sent the letter in. I don't know why they delayed making him an auxiliary bishop anyway. He was already a bishop with churches both in this country and overseas. And so I think that, quite honestly, I think that they should certainly either make him an auxiliary bishop, if not a foreign bishop. I think that's what they should do. But he has not left the Church of God of Christ. That is not what's happening, but he has pulled back. What say you, Gail?
I think that's wise. That's fair.
I think so too.
But, sometimes you have to think um, uh, first natural, then spiritual, and God will do the rest of it. we can't forget that we do have human emotions. Okay, there are many pastors that have not had a chance to grieve their fathers, and I can say when Bishop Derek Hutchinson passed away, I don't think there was time to grieve in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were constantly pushed into something that they weren't ready to do at the time because the church did not give them time to get used to and settle to the change.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be mindful and have some kind of compassion for those people that have lost a leader, a great leader, that has built a ministry and that has left a ministry in the hands of whoever that's stepping in the shoes of the founder or the leader before them in order to get used to the change.
Right. Right. Especially when you're talking about someone's father. I think we got to remember that, um, we got to remember, Gail, that when your father's the bishop, your administrative assistant, um, things don't stop because he passed. You immediately go into the next phase. And so you got to run through that thing. And then who's going to be the next bishop and what's the transition look like and all of that sort of thing. Listen, he has the right to regroup and recoup himself. Let me say this very, very clearly, um, because I wanted to make this. He talked with the presiding bishop. I didn't actually get this from him. I contacted him because someone connected to the presiding bishop is the one that wanted to know. Um, he has talked to the presiding bishop. They have got a clear understanding. They are in good space. Um, um, I'm getting ready to ask Gail this question. Gail, check out that question because I don't know the answer to it. One second. And so he, as well as he has talked to Bishop Lee directly. When you do things decently and in order, you don't have to worry about what other people say and or do. So he's talked to Bishop Lee. He has talked to Bishop Sheard. He's talked to Bishop Bryant. Everybody understands where he is at, and I believe that they will still do. I think they will still do what they need to do as far as he is related and as far as he's concerned. I think that's what they will do. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know if Pastor Harris did Pastor Harris go through a divorce. I don't know. I don't know him enough to say that. I know enough people who know him. I could probably find out, but I don't really know. Okay, so apparently he did. Okay, and then I think he just lost a brother too, if I'm not mistaken.
He just lost his brother, I think in October, November, something like that.
Yeah.
I was friends. I was friends with his brother, his
Mhm.
little brother, and then some of the family from Bright Star. I know some of the Stovall's.
I
So
will say this: if he's taking time off, and you got those kind of losses going on, listen, y'all. It is one of the reasons I'm not really entertaining a lot of foolishness tonight is because when you are going through losses, I'm talking about
mhm.
losing people that you care about, people who you love. Um, it is divorce is like death. Divorce is just as much like death as death can be,
It's life
especially if it's not
changing.
what you wanted, because it took somebody's permission for you to marry them, but it does not take your permission for them to leave. And then what do you do with that when you have built things around this and that and the other? So that's a lot to go through. I think it's a good thing if he's taking a step back. More pastors should do that. Take a step back. Take some inventory. Take a deep breath. And I don't think we should punish the or even judge them for doing it. That's what they ought to do. And then when they don't do it, they end up like our last subject that we're getting ready to talk about, and that is the prophet Brian Carn. See,
Well,
sometimes we need to learn how to take a step back.
I want to say, I do want to say this. Um, People need to realize that pastors and leaders that are in the front, or where people actually lean on them and rely on them, they're human and they hurt like you do. They have emotions like you do. They're called by God, but they're not God.
That's good. That's good.
So when
We
you
don't have
look,
we don't have any godly powers. We really,
yeah,
when you're talking about human. Even Jesus, his human nature said, "I don't want to die on the cross." Jesus didn't want to die. The Christ did, but he didn't. He did. Father, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. I looked at this. I don't want that.
well,
Uh,
even at the death of a friend, he had emotions. Even at the death of a friend, Lazarus was his friend, although he was the Messiah and he can raise the dead. He still felt a mourning time of losing his friend. They ate together, they sat and had conversations, and the man dies. The human side of him was affected.
let me
So
say this. Let me say this, Gil, because I saw Macio's comment, and let me say this, Macio, you're correct. You're correct. He would not have stepped down if he was the man who was chosen by the general board. You're correct. But it would not have stopped the fact that he still hadn't grieved over his father. Some things you don't do because you can't do because you got to keep doing. And so there's some things that I can stop doing when I'm no longer responsible to do them. So I don't know, I know the connotation in the statement, and this is not a defense, but it is a reality that sometimes both things can be true at the same time. Not only would he not have stepped down, it's because he would not have had the opportunity to, because then he would have had the responsibility. He doesn't have the responsibility now. So now that's a choice to continue to work in that type of capacity when he doesn't have to. And so he's chosen not to do it at this time. And so, again, that's just giving the answers to the questions of did he leave the church? He did not leave the Church of God in Christ. That was made very, very clear to me. He was very adamant about that. He did not take his church out of the jurisdiction that's in the jurisdiction. He did not take that church, and that just did not happen. So that's where he is, and I pray that he does what he needs to do. As I said to him today, whatever he decides, there is a constitutional way to do a whole lot of things, and follow the Constitution, maintain your integrity, and do what you got to do. What I did also say to him tonight, though, Gail, is one thing that, in case you miss it on this platform, because a lot of people think that there's an issue with the presiding bishop. There's not. And I said to him, the one thing that I consistently say on this platform is whatever the presiding bishop says he's going to do, the one thing I know about him is he keeps his word. That he does not, he don't fool around with. So the rest of that, now that's good or bad. He does what he says he's going to do. That's good or bad. So whatever their conversations are, as I said to him, I believe he can take that to the bank, whatever that's going to be.
no one can tell someone how to grieve
No.
or how long they should grieve. Okay.
Magnolia
Um,
Brown says it right there. Jesus went away. Jesus said take some time. It's one of those to where it's nothing wrong with it when you can. It
mhm.
just is what it is. Sometimes that's what you need to do. I don't know. I don't. I don't. It's not negative to do. It's always implied that it's negative. but it's not necessarily, he's not going off and starting a jurisdiction as we were talking about earlier tonight. He's not trying to split anything, which he probably could have. So I don't, Gail, I'm kind of missing it right there because
And then you said he's
we were
caring
talking
for his
earlier and
mother.
everybody was up in arms about people splitting jurisdictions. Well, here's a man saying, I'm not going to split anything. I'm just going to step back. And you're going to still have people who say, well, what's wrong? Well, now that's a problem. No.
Well, you did say he was caring for his mother. So right now, his focus, I don't know if he's married, but
He's
right
not.
now,
Well, his
family
focus
is
is
important.
he said he's going to focus on his local church and his family, and that's what he's going to do.
His mother needs him.
So,
I mean, we had an issue. We had an issue with one of the general board members. We were asking questions why they never came to meetings.
Oh yeah,
Why was he not showing up? Why be on the general board when you can't serve in that office? But he took time to care for his mother. Okay.
Dr. Carter, that was not that was stated, but that wasn't actually what happened. The facts on what happened are different. But that was a narrative that was put out. That jurisdiction, it was a different thing that was going on. I'm very well aware of what actually happened behind the scenes, but I've never talked about it just because to me that's family business, and I wouldn't put that out on the internet just because that's not what we do over here. So, but the narratives that were put out that he was going to say something negative about him, they were going to do this, they were going to do that. It was his ex-wife is still a member of his church today. So I people put out a lot of things, but it is I don't know. That was a different situation. That was a series of things that was happening that if you don't know, you don't know, and it ain't for me to say.
But he
Gail?
made decisions that were best for him.
Yeah.
And we pray that he stand hold and God cover him during the time that he needs to focus on what is important to him to handle.
Right.
Okay.
Eastern Florida is still up under Bishop Michael Hill. That's all that I know right now. I don't. My understanding is that they are not giving that jurisdiction back, and from what I was told, Bishop Hill may want to retire to Florida. So that's all I know right now. Nothing solid, nothing concrete. That's just where it is. I don't ultimately know what they're going to do with that. That's just what I've been being told for the past.
Is that where Bishop Jimmy Williams?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe that they're going to give it back to him, Gail, to be quite honest with you. I think when you talk about that kind of money in that kind of situation, I don't know how that's going to happen.
But the question is, was he not a good leader financially?
He was he was new. He was a new leader even then. So yeah, he was new even then. So
well, why can't they put him on probation?
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what he's been on. I don't know I don't know the outcome of I don't remember the outcome of whatever, if they've even had it finished the trial or what. I don't know.
Well,
I just know that Bishop Hill is, from what I understand, that may be a consideration for him.
Well, okay. So will he lose his status of bishop, or will he just be a bishop without charge?
He would be a bishop without charge.
Oh, okay. Well,
and once you're made,
praise God. Well, I don't know, because they did that to Bishop Kyle. So
Bishop Kyles was actually Bishop Kyles was he made a deal, and it was almost it's like taking a plea. He basically took a plea, so that's where that is.
Well, in my book, he will always be Bishop Kyle to me.
Yeah, that was just. I mean, he made that choice, so I can't feel He's a
'Cause
bad.
I know some other bishops that don't need to be a bishop, but that's another show.
Um, I don't know. Bishop Kyle's a touchy subject for me, so I don't know because yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. Do the people want Bishop Hill, or is he going to be forced on them like Ethan should? I think he's been there long enough. I think the people, there was a lot of controversy when Bishop Jimmy Williams got in the first place. Um, and from what I understand, and even I think Dr. Earl Carter talked about the fact that a lot of the men did not want him. So I'm not really sure that they ever. I'm not really sure if that was ever a happy situation. I'll just say it like that. And you got to remember, the church is the one that brought the allegation. So this was, again, I don't know. I'm not sure if that was ever a situation. I think they like Bishop Hill. Bishop Hill is a really cool guy from everything I understand about him, and he's a very likable guy. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's Bishop Gilliard, went from New Jersey back to Florida. That's where his family's from. So I don't know. I think Bishop Hill, from what I hear, it's a good fit. I don't know ultimately that what he wants to do. That's just what I'm told. And I was told that, like I said, been told that for the past 6 to 8 months, that's kind of what the consideration is. I don't know if he will ultimately do that or not. I
So
don't.
if he decides to go to Florida, then his jurisdiction in Wisconsin, I mean in Michigan, will be open, correct?
Yeah, but I mean, you got people like Bishop Chris Martin and other people that, I'm sure Bishop Shear can put somebody over there.
Hmm. Now, what everyone has been waiting for.
Ah,
We want you to get this trip. Now you got to get this trip. You can make that $50 deposit, or you can pay the 150 straight out to go to Las Vegas. You have 18 months to use the voucher, and once you receive the voucher in your email, it would be um, and within your interest to redeem the voucher when you receive it in your email. Once you receive the voucher, you do have 18 months to take the trip. So tonight, if you want to do the deposit, or if you just want to pay the $50 deposit, or if you just want to pay the 150 altogether, you could do that tonight. You have an opportunity of doing it by two ways. You can use the Heat Show Cash App, $ Heat Show, or you can use a Zelle account by heatshowcomments@gmail.com. You will see the name of David Jordan there, and then you will pay the monies that are needed for the Vegas trip. Back to you, Bishop.
so, um, so the prophet Brian Carn, um, bought a house a few years ago. Um, wanted to buy a house a few years ago. This is the actual what happened, right? My understanding is he wanted to buy a house a few years ago in Jacksonville, Florida. And that house was somewhere between uh, 600, $800,000, something like that, right at close to $1 million. Do I believe that a child support inquiry alerted the IRS to Prophet Carn? No, no. This had everything to do with he wanted to buy a property, and this happens with a lot of pastors. Pastors, pay attention to this, because I want to talk about something greater than Brian Carn, even though Brian Carn is part of this conversation. So Brian Carn decided he wanted to buy some property. Brian Carn decides, of course, you know, when you buy property, Gail, you got to tell them how much money you make. Brian Carn has to file an income tax return. Brian Carn files an income tax return, and he says he earned $1.4 million in earnings. Okay. His CPA did everything. Brian got the house, did all these things, but the tax bill on that $1.4 million was nearly $600,000. Okay. Because when you earn $1.4 million, you pay the highest tax rate in the country. Okay. And that is a tax rate of 37%. Okay. And when you pay that 37% tax rate, then that means you are left with a little over about $550,000, $550,000 in income taxes that you owe. Okay. So Prof. Carn decided to not pay those taxes. Okay. And this is all according to the IRS. He didn't pay the taxes. Then he just went without paying no taxes at all. Then he came up with a scheme where he claimed to make $120,000 a year versus over $1 million a year. And then he didn't pay no taxes. And so ultimately, then he got a new CPA, this is according to the IRS, got a new accountant, and that accountant went back and tried to retro this $120,000 salary that he was claiming was coming from his 3 ministries on the original $1.4 million from 2016. And that triggered everything. Because at that point, now you have committed tax fraud. It's not fraudulent to just not pay your taxes, right? You could not pay your taxes. You can catch up with your taxes 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road if you want to, right? You could do that as long as the government ain't, but what you cannot do is lie to the government and try to avoid paying taxes. It's called tax evasion. And so he got hit with a number of charges dealing with fraud and tax evasion, all that kind of stuff. He's been, I guess, trying to kind of fight it. My understanding, it got kind of serious that this was getting ready to go to trial if he didn't do something. Dr. Carter said he's still paying tax from 2021. Come on. So that's what actually happened with him. Let me say this, Gail, to pastors. Because I've seen this happen to pastors before. I've seen this happen to bishops in Church of God of Christ who I've advised. I'm getting ready to answer that question, Sis Brown. Who I have advised. The problem is, so what happens is the pastors want to buy, normally it's always they want to buy something. Normally it's a house. And then so Gail, what they do is now they got to create tax history in order to qualify for the mortgage. And so what they will do is they will go back and file taxes for the past 5 years or whatever it is that they need to do. Well, the problem is you create a huge tax burden when you do that. And the government wants that money. Most of the time, they don't have that money because what they have is the money to buy the house. Which is why pastors who don't end up in this situation, such as Eddie Long, Paula White, Kenneth Copeland, Creflo Dollar, they buy everything under the church. Well, you got pastors who don't want to do that because they don't want the church to own their property. I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that question. If you know, you know. So they do this. They try to come up with this scheme, and of course, it completely backfires. Um, I actually have very close friends who who are very close family members of Brian Carn. So this is just what happened. So the bottom line to it is, pastors either claim your income or you have to leave that within the church. That's the bottom line to what happened. Had he bought this same property as a parsonage, had he made all of his money, ministry money, he would not be in tax issues right now, Gail. He's in tax issues because he tried to have his cake and eat it too, is what I understand. So that's the bottom line to it. It's not super complicated. I do believe Magnolia Brown asked the question, is he going to do time? I think he probably would have definitely avoided jail had he not decided to go online and make a statement. I think he put himself at risk for going to jail. Because in that online statement that he made, Gail, although he kept saying, I'm taking responsibility, he kept blaming somebody else for it by saying, don't let other people do your taxes. Don't trust other people to do your stuff. And when you have not yet been sentenced by the judge and you make a public statement that goes viral where you basically say it was somebody else's fault, but I'm taking responsibility, IRS is a scam. It is. But it just wasn't smart. Yeah, he did make a statement. You can go find it online if he hasn't taken it down. It was not wise. I'm sure his lawyer did not tell him to do that because there is no lawyer who should remain with a law license that would have told him to make that statement. It was a horrible statement. He should have never made it. And I think he opened himself up to, he is facing up to 3.5 years in prison. Dr. Mark Hutchins is in the building. Good to see you tonight. He says there are mortgage loans that don't require tax returns. Absolutely. They have a higher interest rate. Absolutely. But they're done all the time. I don't know what he was thinking. And that's a great point, Dr. Hutchins, because that's one of the points I was going to make. It's how you do what you do. There's a million different ways to buy property. And most pastors, either if they want to do a mortgage, they're going to do that kind of higher interest rate mortgage, but they're doing that because it's called a no-doc loan, where you don't really even present documents. It's about assets and money in the bank, and that's what they care about. But in that, I mean, you can do assumptions, you can do wraps, you can do owner finance, you can do interest only type. There are a million different ways. You can go through your insurance company. If you've got a large enough insurance policy, there are a million things that you could do. Pastors, you better talk to somebody who understands complex financial structures in order to do I'm not telling you to avoid taxes, never avoid paying your tax. I'm just telling you, don't try to don't all of a sudden try to show, this income. If this was ministry income, now you want to show it as personal income and think that the IRS ain't coming to get it. They are coming to get their money. That's just what's going to happen. That's it. Don't mess with the alphabet boys. You know what? I don't know. Faith Williams asked a wonderful question. How does a sought-out prophet as Carn didn't see he was going to be audited? I don't know. I don't know how any of these people never think you're going to be audited. You can't just all of a sudden go from you didn't make any money and you're however old you are to I made $600,000 last year. You getting audited, but that's happening. That's happening. That is going to happen.
Well, he need to not preach anymore about being a good steward about your money. He need to stop preaching. Make me a cake first. He need to stop all that.
Highest rate of all time. Absolutely. Here's the thing, though, Gil. I don't feel bad for him, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I heard Prophet Carn preaching, and he said he does not respond to people, and he don't listen to people, and he don't answer to people that are not in his tax bracket. St. James, stop lying. Don't come over here with these lies. Don't come over here with these lies. I can't do it tonight, man.
Oh
Or in
God.
St. James, he is teaching financial literacy class. I don't believe it. Y'all go look. I'm gonna tune in. You show me that. I'm gonna tune in for that video, St. James. I want to see that.
I want to bring. I
My
want to bring
personal.
Bishop. Can we bring Saint James on?
St. James is always welcome on the platform.
Saint
Always.
James,
Anytime
you
he
need to
wants to.
send me a text message so I can send you the link to that number.
Geez, what? Man, stop. I can't. We're not doing
Saint
that
James,
tonight. You know what? We're not
send me
doing
a text message so I can send you the link. 210-960-6364.
Has anybody seen this? Has anybody seen this?
Demario, if you still here, send me a text message. 210-960-6364.
In other words, I was not going to say it, but if he made that kind of statement, then LRL did do the PR run. Bad advice, absolutely bad, horrible advice, horrible. That, sir, first of all, you got to pay your taxes to be in a tax bracket. So talk about what you don't address people not in your tax bracket. Well, you're not in your tax bracket because you didn't pay your taxes. So there you go. Now I don't know about y'all, but I try to pay as few taxes as humanly possible. Smart business people try to pay as few taxes as humanly possible. You have never heard Donald Trump or Elon Musk brag about how much they pay in taxes. They brag about how much they don't pay in taxes as multi-billionaires. They got more tax write-offs. That's financial literacy. Because wealthy people pay the least amount of taxes in the country. The top 1% pay the least amount of taxes relative to their income and wealth. It's like Ron says, it's just plain old arrogance. It is. It is. It's not. And again, I don't. There you go. That's why they keep talking about taxing the rich, because they pay the fewest amount of taxes. There you go. Donald Trump ain't paid taxes in over 10 years. Dr. Watson says he should have been smart, took a salary of $1, let the church set up an expense account. That is wisdom. That is what I do. I mean, you got to know how to do what you do. Earl says, is this what happens when we constantly extend grace to someone and never hold them accountable for their actions? Did we do him a disservice? I believe so. And I'm glad you brought that up because that's where I'd like to get to. I think, Gil, that as much as we want to be hard on Brian Carn, this was a young man that we gave a lot to. And when I say we, I mean the church. From Benny Hinn to Ron Parsley, to the Church of God in Christ, to PCFI, to Todd Hall, to whoever you want to call. Everybody opened up all of these doors and gave this young man a lot, but never taught him what to do with it. And I don't know. That's probably part of his arrogance. I will say that it's probably part of his arrogance. Um, Probably. Um, I don't know. Maybe he couldn't be told what to do, Earl. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't taking good advice. I think he was. I think he. Bishop Willie James Campbell, God rest his soul, was a wonderful man, but he was not the best with money. This is not even unusual. Um, this is not unusual. Many of our multi-million dollar prophets die. Vernon Ash died broke. All these guys that you see, they will have millions run through their hands and they die broke. Um, it's not even an unusual conversation in the church that you see guys do this all the time. I know many evangelists and pastors who, I mean, they can preach to crowds and they can preach to thousands at a time and raise all kinds of money, but they don't know what to do with it, so they spend it all. And so it's one of my little bros told me one time, Gil. He said it's like that they're like street corner hustlers and not like kingpins. Street corner hustlers, they make all their money. As soon as they make their money, they finish up with whatever they got to distribute that night. They're gonna hit the strip club with $4,000 in their pocket. They made $4,000 that night. They're gonna hit the strip club and they're gonna go home with $200 in their pocket. They're going clubbing. They're hitting all. They paying for everybody's everything, and when they get done, they got nothing. Absolutely, Sir James. Vernon Ash was. I mean, he talked about it even before he died. He had tens of millions of dollars. Carlton Pearson had a ministry that generated 9 figures a year, over $100 million a year.
St. James, if you could check your Instagram,
Died broke. And
please.
so when I say what I say about Prophet Carn, I'm not even saying it from a perspective that I'm glad that this is happening to him. I'm not. I think the best thing that he can do for himself is get around some really great mentors and then learn from the lessons of those who died without. I forget the prophet. He was big. He was a huge guy. He was huge, light skinned. God, I can't think of his name right now. And I had it earlier. I was talking to a friend of his, but he died a few years ago and died broke. And this was somebody who had millions run through their hands. Millions.
Well, see, I think people would be more compassionate if Brian Carn wasn't so cocky.
That's what I'm saying. The arrogance may be the reason, but they
Um,
all the ones who are arrogant do that. They all die broke.
but God has a way of tearing your kingdom down. So
That's a great question. Who's responsible for him spiritually? That's a great question because who he says is defended him and didn't correct him and told the people to shut up and don't say nothing else about him. Now
the question is, does he really have a covering? I mean, does he have a covering? You know, we
he said
we
that's
knew of someone that he called a few people um, that he had was his spiritual fathers and things of that sort. But my question is, um, Brian, when Prophet Pastor Brian, when are you going to stop this?
Hargo, thank you, Jimmy Vaughn. I appreciate that. Yes, Apostle Hargo, he talked about how many millions he would. He had money rolling through his hands, but died broke.
Mm-hmm.
Died broke. Bishop
We
Lambert Gates, yes, is his spiritual covering, but and responsible for him spiritually. But Bishop Lambert Gates told PCFI to
PCAF.
whatever, whatever. I don't have time to know every acronym. I don't mean that disrespectfully to anybody that's a part. I just don't have time to know all of
There's
the
so
acronyms.
many different entities of the apostolic
Yeah,
movement.
I, there's so many entities of COGIC. I just don't have time to bring to mind. But I do know Bishop Lambert Gates, and so yes, y'all remember that? Quan Calvin said he remembered having to raise money just to bury Prophet Art. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. They did
crazy.
the same thing with Bishop Carlton Pearson. It is what I'm saying to you is
It's important to have that life insurance policy.
that's the first thing. You know why they didn't have to do it with Bishop Derek Hutchins? Bishop Derek Hutchins had what is known as a what is known as a key man insurance policy. If you're operating at that level of business or ministry and you don't have a key man insurance policy, it's something wrong with you. They had one on Bishop Eddie Long. That's why the church didn't go under when he died and when he got hit with all of that, because they had insurance policies on him that paid off when he died. They had professional liability insurance. So when they got hit with lawsuits, the insurance company paid. He didn't pay. The insurance company paid. If you are operating at a high level, Prophet Carn, you need to get your financial house in much better shape. Much better shape. Got to be smart. Got to use your money wisely. Got to know how to use it, and then how to access what you need to access. That's a whole different show, Gail, for a whole nother day.
And
But
just in case you don't have that policy in action or in place,
yes,
Total Health and Life Insurance Group can help you out, Pastor, Bishop, Overseer, Archbishop. What's the other title? I can't remember the other title. You got those titles, get yourself some coverage.
every pastor, if you have a church, ought to have key man insurance. I'm sorry. It's it. There you go. So Brown is telling you, it's a policy. It's a type of life insurance policy that protects your business against financial loss if something happens to you. Even if you get sick, you don't even have to die. We have these churches now where the pastors they get sick and the pastor is out the pulpit for 5 years, but like, for instance, Bishop Sample, where he got sick and had to get out the pulpit and the church goes down. Well, guess what happens? The policy pays off. It starts to pay the bills. It starts to keep the maintenance and the upkeep of your property. You got to have a key man life insurance policy if you are operating at a high level. I don't care what your ministry is. I don't care what your ministry is. Doesn't matter. If you think Kenneth Copeland doesn't have one, y'all are crazy. They got to cover. They got to cover those planes. They got to cover those expenses. That's how you do ministry. You don't have to wait until you become, a multi-million-dollar earning prophet or whatever. Bishop Ray said Jesus is my blessed assurance, and that is blessed assurance with an A, and then you need some blessed insurance with an I for the rest of for everything else. Because he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. But have you ever noticed, Gail, it does not seem like Jesus owns one funeral home? Because they want to get paid. They got to get paid. They need to get paid every single time. I don't know funeral homes. I don't know how that happened. He owns everything but the funeral home. I don't know what that is. But yeah, but it's just bigger than just, and I'm not just even pushing it about the intro. I'm just saying you got to be smart financially. Put yourself on a salary. If you need to do that, pastors, put yourself on a salary. Put yourself on a salary from the ministry that covers what you think you plan on doing. But don't don't do that. And certainly don't tell the IRS you made $1.4 million and then come back and say, well, oh, it was only $120,000. They are definitely going to audit you right after that. So Brown said, ladies, y'all get y'all finances in order too if you're married to such. Absolutely. It is. You got to use wisdom. Come on here. Dr. Coleman Watson said Jesus is a doctor in the sick room, but the doctor not the one who issues the bills. Come on out of here.
Got to keep that one. Let me copy that one. Oh God.
Yeah. He paid it all, but somebody got to pay that hospital bill. Get you some help.
Wow.
Dead serious.
You preach that, sir. Preach it.
Gail, the young lady who passed away from the stroke that I was talking about at the beginning of the show, passed away, and because of her insurance, by the way, Gail, she was a client of Total Health. That's the truth. And she was one. She was very supportive. She was supportive of the show as well, but she got her insurance through them because of the show. That bill that the family got, she was in ICU for almost a whole week before she passed. The family got a bill that was less than $200 because she had health insurance. I'm saying that not as a push, but to say, man, in our community, this is stuff we don't talk about. We don't talk about CPAs. We don't talk. I don't know why pastors don't have conversations with each other about CPAs. Get you an accountant. If you're doing that kind of volume, get you an accountant. Oh man, this can't be real tonight. It can't be real. It's not possible. It is absolutely impossible that the one and only Dr. St. James is in the building. I'm confused by this. St. James is in the building. He can come up whenever he wants to. Yeah, did you shut him down? St. James?
Greetings. And we thank God. All rise. All rise.
I have not played with
you. All rise. All rise.
All rise for the one and only.
For District Elder. For the District Elder.
I don't know about being demoted to District Elder.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Pope.
Oh, I forgot. You just graduated from the Master Prophet class.
That's right.
There you go. There you go.
He's an Archbishop.
You're going to need someone a little bit bigger than District Overseer. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. Enjoying the show tonight. It's always informative over here. You know, I'm not too versed on Church of God in Christ outside of what I hear online a lot of times.
Yes, sir.
But I come over here and you get some good learning.
We try to get some good information over here so you can take it back and share it with the world. If y'all don't, whoever watching this and ain't never seen St. James, I don't know what rock you've been up under. Probably one of the fastest growing
podcasts kind of quickly around here. Yeah, it took off kind of quickly around here. It really did.
I think it took about less than 2 years for his channel to grow to where it is now.
Yeah.
No, like seriously, you went from like 1,500 to like 10,000 in like 3-4 months.
It was really wild. And I'm trying to figure out what initiated that. I'm not too sure.
It's called FAVOUR.
Yeah, I mean it's well earned. Love the articulation, love the interviews, and then you also it's very similar that you're always looking for the bigger angle.
Yeah.
And not the crazy.
I like to open up for the conversation, not just my commentary. I can give my commentary and I have my opinion on stuff, but that's just a lot of times just what it is, my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think that was the switch too when you began to kind of open up more in terms of the dialogue, and that shifted things a lot too. Am I going to COGIC Leadership Conference next week in Arkansas? I am. I will be there. I don't know what day I'm going because I'm not going the whole 3 days, but I will be there probably Tuesday and Wednesday. I think.
Is that where they're going to be making like the new bishops, ordaining the new bishops?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Bishop Sheard has implemented that probably 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. To where it used to not be done at the leadership conference. That was not a thing, but he brought that in, and that's what he's doing. So yeah, there'll be bishops who'll be made, and then they'll do a lot of training and classes. COGIC is not as uneducated as people think. It is. They're trying to do some different things. I see what they're trying to do with some of this training. Some of it, you've seen it probably. You probably watched it. It's not, okay. But I get it. But they try. And so
I really like what you said just now about Bishop Sheard. You said, listen, you can say whatever you want to say, but if he said he's going to do something.
Absolutely.
It's going to get done.
Because, a lot of times, especially because over here, it's always about the Constitution. It's got to be a constitutional issue for me to be talking about it. And so that gets people to believe that, there's a problem with Bishop Sheard. No, Bishop Sheard, if you've ever watched this platform, you will hear me say a million times, Bishop Sheard is doing what you do if you preside a bishop. You try to do everything you can get away with.
That's right, because guess what? You're having to be a people pleaser a lot of ways.
Exactly. And so it's like being the president, presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ, like being the president.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks the president runs the country, but he doesn't.
No.
It's Congress. He can't do anything without the permission of Congress. Presiding bishop can't do anything without the permission of the General Assembly. However, when I'm talking, a lot of times the problem is the General Assembly. A lot of times the problem is with the chairman of the General Assembly. It's something else that's being allowed to allow him to do something. But the one thing I can say is he is absolutely loyal to his friends. He is absolutely cannot find somebody who is more loyal to the people.
And I mean, that's it can be a good or a bad thing. I mean,
it's just as bad as it is good.
Because sometimes your friends don't need them positions, but
and we could name one or two of them, but everybody knows. But here's the thing. I said I was going to stop talking about Dr. Myra Williams because Dr. Myra Williams has joined the Church of God in Christ. God bless him.
Finally.
Welcome back. God bless him.
Welcome back. But it doesn't seem like he ain't got no lead in his feet, though. He seems like he's everywhere now. He's somewhere every week. But
here's the thing. The flow services are what he was doing anyway. He was doing that before Bishop Sapp became the pastor over at Chosen Vessel. He did that under the previous administration. So he's been doing that for
like Ethan, they being messy.
That's kind of his ministry. You know what I'm saying? But locking in, I would still like to see him lock into a church. He said he had one, but I was over there the other day and I didn't see him. So
you didn't quite see him over there at Greater Love?
I did not see him. I was looking for him and did not see him.
Greater Love is looking for him.
Jim Glenn is looking for him. So I would love to see him do that, but I don't think that's going to happen, But Bishop Sheard is, like I said, he's extremely loyal to the people that he's loyal to. And then the other thing is he keeps his word. Yeah. Now, it may take him a while to fulfill it, but he does keep it.
But he gets around to it. And I mean, that's important. I mean, you don't want a leader that regardless. And listen, if it's a bad decision or a good decision, he's going to make that decision. He's going to make it, keep
absolutely. It. And he's going to stand on it. And he's going to stand on it. He's going to stand on it right or wrong. And that's, it is what it is.
He's one of my followers. I'm going to see you at Richard Smallwood on Saturday. Make sure you hug my neck.
Are you going?
Yeah. I'm going to go to Maryland.
Well, I missed you in Chicago. I did not come. I did not go to Ricky's thing. I missed
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I was there and didn't come.
Really? Oh my goodness. You sure should have came. That was a good well, the music was good. We'll put it like that. The production of it was really bad.
You know what though, Faithful Wisdom does make one good point. Dr. Moses Tyson would disagree.
Yeah, he would. Well, he's been
Bishop
quiet.
Sample, quite possibly, quite probably Bishop Sample would disagree with that too. I said he gets around to it. That's the best I could do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but Moses Tyson's been quiet, which is good. Well, I'm talking about good for him. I don't want to see him too much caught up, in being your own demise.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think Dr. Tyson, he fights hard. He has a keen sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
He knows the Constitution, but sometimes the balance between Constitution and law are two different things.
Yeah.
And so
passion, you have to watch what you connect yourself to so personally, because you can be 100% right, but at the end of the day, is it going to benefit the parties? Because now we've put all these emotions in it, and people are now reacting, and
When, as a matter of fact, incident when it happened with at the last General Assembly, and there was a confrontation between Bishop Sheard and Administrative Assistant Nichols, and I called him, and I had a conversation with him, and I said I could push this. I said, but I don't think it'll benefit you.
Yeah,
because it becomes personal.
Yeah,
and that's not the goal of where you are. That's not the fight you want to fight.
And you know what? And I love that about Moses Tyson. He's a creative. He's a musician. Yeah. We're passionate. You know how that goes. Absolutely. We're really committed to our craft and excellence, and it flows into other areas in our lives. So I understand the passion of it, but sometimes you really have to pick your battles and fight. Sometimes you got to fight quietly and more strategically.
Absolutely. Sometimes I told somebody this, St. James. I told them about 2 weeks ago. I said the loudest thing you can say sometimes is nothing.
It's nothing. That's nothing.
The loudest thing you can say, and you got to know. You got to know sometimes when, like you said, not to fight.
Yeah.
When to just let that be what that is. And then you got to know how to fight. Passion does not override politics all the time.
Right. And fight is good. Fight is good. But like you said, you got to know when.
Yeah.
You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them.
That's it. Sometimes you got to keep that ammunition in the chamber and just not do anything with it. It is, Pat says sometimes those that are in your circle of friends don't always tell you the truth.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Fight the good fight of faith. Don't let them shush you. Keep on going. But you're taking the hits, and they're just your cheerleaders, and they're going home. They're sleeping well. They're not calling their attorneys.
And they're not paying for yours.
And they're not paying for no. They may give you a hot 20, but that hot 20 ain't worth you doing this fight, because it ain't going to help you,
No. It is, if I had not matriculated and understood the legal landscape, then my case would have been way different. And it's one of those to where some things I don't do now, because I've discovered that all the people that tell you that they got your back, man, I'm for you. I got your back. They're not going to risk what it is that it's going to cost you to do what you do.
Yeah.
It cost me a lot. It cost me a lot. It cost me at home. It cost me in business. It cost me in church. It cost me financially. It cost me in time and health. So
Does wear on your body. Yeah.
fights are can be. Wisdom tells you that is. I don't know how he fights so much. To be quite honest with you, um,
yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how. It is. I tell people all the time, and I've seen this happen with many bishops in the church who have been hurt. Now I know what church hurt looks like. What it feels like, especially in this church. I can't speak for the church at St. James, but in this church, it can almost be completely debilitating. I've seen it take bishops and literally drive them crazy. I'm not talking about figuratively. I'm talking about
literally. Yeah.
They're on their minds to where they lose it. I've seen,
because a lot of people, Bishop, this is their life. Church is their life. They don't have much outside. They don't have much of a natural life. They businesses outside, relationships outside. God forbid they be one of the nine, They won't even touch that. They love the church, and that's a good thing, but it could be a thing where, like you said, you get into a situation and now you're consumed.
Yep. And what consumes them is when they come to the realization that the people they thought would stand with them. Didn't. That's the hurt that they feel the most is, man, you didn't say nothing. You didn't stand up. You didn't. Why would you let them do this? Because they thought these were friends. And they don't realize it's politics at the end of the day.
And people will at the end of the day, they're gonna look out for themselves.
Absolutely. And I've literally had some of the top leaders in this church call me personally. Hey, man, I'm with you, Jordan. You 100% right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what you gonna do about that?
But
if you get in the seat, I got you. Well, so it's that sort of thing. So they don't want to be out on the limb. I had one call me one time. And he said, "Man," he said, "well, what is it going to cost me to support openly?" What is it going to cost to support openly? Because he was trying to balance what they could do to him. If he stood up and did the right thing or spoke on the behalf, and so that's when you see those sorts of things, and like you say. Me, I've got a lot of interests outside of church. But if you're not careful, you can get, I think I got consumed even a little bit. I got a little consumed.
Okay. See, I never knew your story, Bishop, to be honest. I don't know your story because I know were you out of the Church of God in Christ at one time and you come back?
I've never left the church. For me, what happened was my brother was out of the church, and he had taken over my father's fellowship, and then he got sick and asked me to come and help. And so I went to my bishop, my jurisdictional bishop, and I said, "What do you?" Because he was an advisor to the fellowship, and I said, "Okay." And so then they decided. So then my brother got sick as unto death. And they asked me to lead, and then he died. And of course, before he died, he asked me to take over. I went to my bishop and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And so then I took over. And of course, I couldn't be the bishop in my jurisdiction and the bishop over here at the same time. And so he told me, he said, "Well, why don't you take a leave of absence?" I forget what it's called in the church, but he told me to take a leave of absence.
Like a sabbatical?
Go do what you got to do. And so I led the men with the intention of getting them to something different. But I was consecrated at my bishop's church. I was consecrated at New Birth Church of God in Christ. I was ordained and consecrated a bishop right there with several COGIC bishops signing off on it. So just like Paul Morton and Joseph Walker, they were both consecrated by Bishop Charles Blake.
Okay, gotcha.
People who don't know that don't know, but that's who consecrated them.
Okay.
Bishop Charles Blake, that's who consecrated, the Bishop Paul Morton and the full gospel was consecrated by Bishop Blake and the Church of God in Christ. So there I went through that, and then I came back to the bishop and said, "Hey, Bishop, I'm here's what I'm going to do." And I talked with Bishop Neil Ellis, and Bishop Neil Ellis I took the men into Global United. He reaffirmed and reconsecrated me there. I was already a part of the College of Bishops, and then I left and went back. I left the men with Global United, and I went back to work in my jurisdiction where I was already the administrative assistant to the bishop anyway.
Okay.
So I pulled back from all of that, superintendent, administrative, all of that, and just tried to focus on family. And because you work so hard, you can do so many things. But I never left the church. I've always been a credential holder in the church. You cannot be a part of two denominations in the Church of God in Christ.
You sure?
I'm positive. I'm positive. But a fellowship is something different because it is not a denomination, not a reference.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Yeah.
that's why you will see our presiding bishops have always had seats on in multiple different things, in multiple different boards. Even for the gospel in the original had a lot of COGIC bishops that were part because it was a fellowship.
Yeah,
it was not a denomination initially.
I think that's important because I think people get a little too worshipy of their denomination. And I think sometimes you have to have fellowships, even with other pastors that may not be COGIC. They may be Baptist, AME, or because there's always some iron that can sharpen you.
Absolutely.
Even there. Yeah.
Well, even in our black book, it recognizes certain organizations, Conference of Black Churches, and that is a requirement for us to be a part of all that.
Gotcha.
So our leaders will always be a part of these different things. As a result, I've been able to represent Bishop Neil Ellis at the UN, for instance.
Oh wow, that's good.
Bishop, because of Bishop Daniels, I was able to represent on the White House on some White House councils. So it's a broad. I at one time was on the I was the minister of music at Connectional Church for AME and was a part of the executive advisory board for the AME Church.
Nice.
That was because of Bishop John R. Bryant, who is Jamal Bryant's father. So it goes a big it goes like that for me. But at the end of the day, people always want to know, well, what about this and what about that? It's just, I love our church. I have been involved in our church my whole life. And so for me, the General Assembly and the Constitution is just what is where I choose to focus. And I think that's because I believe our church has so much further to go. I still don't believe everybody that I see mimics us.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just a fact.
But that's why isn't that the one of the reasons why to keep it you got keep it the way it's supposed to be kept, as in bylaws and structure. Yeah,
absolutely. That's why we can never become a conservative church, because we started off standing up for Black folk,
right?
But everybody,
right?
The Church of God in Christ was the first integrated denomination. White people came over here just because of what we were doing, and under Bishop Mason. So it's because of the Church of God in Christ that you have conscientious objectors in the military. Right. That was something that was done because of the Church of God in Christ, Bishop Mason. That's why they can opt out of going into war in certain ways. That's because of this church. Schools across the country were allowing prayer Bible bands in school because of what happened in this church. So there's a lot of good that comes out of this church.
This past Sunday, I just joined this church.
Are you? Come on here. Come on here. Are you serious?
I am serious.
Breaking news, y'all heard it here.
What?
officially a part of the Church of God in Christ. Come on in here.
You are a part of the Church of God in
I
Christ
am.
and went down in His name. That's all
And
right
went down
now.
in his name.
Listen, so did I. So we good. We all good.
We all good over here.
Man, I'm so happy to hear that. Now, where did
Yeah, I
you
have been
join?
attending the church for a few months, and
Okay.
yeah.
Who did you join up with?
I'll send you that information.
Okay, send it. Look, hey, look, I know. Sometimes you just can't.
Woo, you don't want the gym.
We gotta protect our leaders. You hear me talk all
St.
the time.
James.
Right.
Say names about personal.
St. James, you don't want that. You don't want that Bernie Mac syndrome.
That's right.
Oh God.
That was one thing that the pastor said Sunday. He says, I know you have a good following online, and I know you.
Oh, you got that speech.
I got that speech in front of the church.
Yeah,
I got that speech in front of the church.
Yeah.
With the cameras off. With the cameras off.
I think so. I think I think they actually shut the cameras off.
Look, Saint, look, for real. I get those conversations.
We welcome you.
Man, I would love to come on, but my pastors.
Right.
We welcome you.
Just lined up to call me and say, man, my bishop called me. Heard I was coming on and said, I better not do that. Oh,
we welcome you.
Then I called the bishop and say, Bishop, what is this I heard about? Oh, Jordan, come on, man.
Always, I'm like, I'm going to have to always answer to what I say.
Well, we welcome you, our brother in the faith.
Thank you. And my pastor.
Kevin Carter say St. James can now replace.
Oh, see, you know what?
My new pastor, and I've had a relationship with him for years, though.
Yeah.
Because I haven't. I was saying I've always, for the number of years, I have always been hired on at churches. I haven't joined a church. In years. I've always been hired on as the minister of music, pastor of worship, or choir director. I've been hired on for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the last church I actually joined, it's been about that time.
Wow.
So, with what I'm doing now and everything that I'm doing outside of YouTube, and YouTube is a beast. Let me tell you, y'all, when I got the 1099 from YouTube, I said, this ain't really a hobby no more.
No.
I said, let me start taking something serious. But I'm at a place now where, and that was one thing that Bishop Eben R. Jordan, charged me and others. He was like, it's not good just to float. You need to really, because it does have a impact on how you deliver the commentary.
Absolutely.
And I always said, I don't want to be so far out and so against the church where I will speak, just recklessly.
Yeah,
I want to always know that I want to always bring out the conversation. And I'm listening here. I'm still say Sybil Finney's name, okay?
Yeah,
justice for Sybil Finney.
That part.
But I said I want to make sure that I have a proper covering. So I'm not, I've turned down I don't know how many churches in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to do something else in ministry. And, this is a portion of ministry because you can reach so many people.
Absolutely. And then you do so much more because you do a lot of artist showcase. You do a lot you do more in the church world.
Right.
We focus so much on Constitution within our church. It's really a family conversation that we just let everybody else come listen to.
Right.
But you do so much more in what you do, and so that's a big responsibility, and it's one of those things to where I love that you said Bishop Jordan said that in terms because you got to have connection, and covering, and it's so odd to me when I would meet musicians or artists and they didn't have a church. How are you ministering? You have no church.
But it could become a thing though, Bishop.
Yeah,
It could become so easy
yeah,
for you to just treat everything as a gig and so you're not really looking to, to be subject to anybody, to have any covering. You think you're your own thing because God has anointed you so good to sit on that organ and make people shout, or sit on the drums or sing and make people really go in. You start thinking, I'm close enough to God. I don't need this.
You don't need this. When I first opened up in Texas, a good majority of my members were other people's musicians and singers. Because they served there, but they weren't fed there.
Right.
And they were tripping because I never had to pay musicians or whatever. I mean, I knew them, but they came because they wanted something else. We all get to that point where we need something else, and it's bigger than just the money. It's more than just whatever.
I mean, this church wanted to. This church, mixed congregation church, wanted to pay me all this money just to do 2 services and do a rehearsal. And let me tell you, it was really good. But it's like, no, that's a lot of time. That's a lot, and I'm just not at that space right now in my life. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It is people who've never been there, they don't understand it, especially if you've never made a living. As a worship pastor or minister, I made a living doing it, and it's a different kind of living. It's a different thing.
Yeah, see, and I've never just solely did church. I always had a 9 to 5, and but I found myself at the church 7 days a week. So it's being a music minister ain't no easy thing.
And I tell people this. The issue is in the black church. The black church, the only place that you can find where they want the musician and the pastor have to have master's and doctorate degrees. And then we'll ask you what you do for a living.
Right.
Only place is the black church. That's the only place you find that in. They say you need a master's degree in divinity or music or whatever, a doctorate in theology, and then we'll say, but what do you do for a living?
Yeah. Because we don't want to pay you what you really would worth, after getting all that learning.
I have been blessed to when I became a full-time minister of music, I never had to do anything else. I always did something else, but I never had to. It was I know what those with that $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 a week check looks like. I never had to do anything else at some point in my music career. But at the end of the day, the stress and the headache and the work that goes into really doing full-time ministry.
Yeah.
I mean, you know it even from your YouTube.
And you know what? It kind of affects how I deal with YouTube because dealing in churches, you do, especially artists and singers and musicians, y'all crazy.
Absolutely, right. I mean, you got what? How many ever dozens of attitudes that you got? Any given rehearsal of any given service. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, how many times people done went to the pastor on me, the bishop on me? They get mad.
That part right there.
Now he always said, you go ahead and go on back to Minister St. James. He didn't ever fight their battles, but
man, again, not only that, then the accusations, whether they be real or false.
Oh my goodness, you better believe that. And yes, Lord.
And then you can't say nothing about. I remember I walked in a rehearsal one time, and I walked in. I was hot. I was heated when I got there. And I walked into the choir rehearsal and I said, I ain't dating this person, and y'all keep my name out your mouth. And the deacon came up to me on that Sunday and said, listen, Jordan, man, I know why you did what you did, but next time, can you leave my daughter's name out of it? Hey.
Oh, so you did like Carn did a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I
Said,
called.
don't come to my church thinking you gonna marry me.
Man, come on! I called a roll on them. They was heated by the time I was heated by the time they left too. So it was. I have been there. I done did the whole shut the organ down in the middle of service on you.
Lord!
It's a pastor. I can tell you his name, but I ain't gonna say it on here. He's a very famous pastor in Detroit. And,
wow.
I was at service, but it was another, I could tell you his name too, and he's a very famous person, was running sound upstairs and he got to ticking me off in the middle of the service. I shut everything down.
Oh wow.
Walked down the side aisle, went upstairs, kicked the door in, was ready to fight.
My Lord. Yeah.
And so I left that day and never went back. I still like the pastor. I have to tell you who he is one day.
Yeah.
I can tell you who he is. Because if I told you, you would absolutely know it. And but yeah, it's you go through those things. People don't tell those types of truth, but all of that stuff really happens behind the walls of the church.
Oh yeah. And I've been in music ministry. I've been directing a choir since I was 12.
Yeah, me too. I started at 12 too.
Yeah. I guess 12 was that golden age where we just thought we was grown, huh?
They gave us the opportunity.
And I appreciate Bishop Theophilus Augustus Price. I tell you, called me in and said, Chris, I'm gonna have you direct the youth choir. I was like, wow. Okay. And it just took off from there. So I thank God for a leader that can actually, and that's the importance of just having a leader also. Let what the Bible says, we know in part, we see in part. Right. We don't know everything. We have to lean on not our own understanding all the time and allow God to send people into your life that will speak into your life.
Right. I think that's how you avoid some of the things that Prophet Carn deals with, because you got to not just have people. That's why I said earlier, I don't know if he listens. Sometimes you will hear me say
you got to listen.
You will hear me say it on this platform about Bishop Sheard. I'll say, who are your advisors? Who advised you to do that? Because you got to. Yes, there's wisdom in a multitude of counsel, but in wise counsel, it's not.
Let's put the word wise in there.
We in there, we get stuck on there's wisdom in a multitude of counsel. No, there's wisdom in wise counsel.
Wise counsel, yes.
So you got to know the difference. Everybody, who's telling you is not your friend. Because somebody, you'll hear me say it on here all the time, Bishop. Somebody hates you. Because they couldn't love you and let you.
They're sabotaging you. They're not really telling you good advice. Yeah.
Whoever told Jamal and Carrie that dress was going to be they hate them. They just hate them. Nobody told.
Well, I think Jamal and Carrie are really their own entity.
And they got their own style. I get it, but
I'm just saying I don't think they listen to nobody outside of themselves.
Somebody should have told. It's not even that it was anything wrong with what you were doing. It just wasn't. Come on, you gonna get back? Why nobody told you that this was coming? Because somebody could have told you that was coming. That's gonna come. That's coming with the territory. So it's those sorts of things. I think that platforms like yours, like mine, like others, bring to the table, because you can't manufacture stuff.
You can't. I think it needs to be organic. I think it needs to be, and I think the best thing, and you talk about the growth, because as I was creating this platform, I was also having new thoughts, having new, outlook on salvation and Christ and who he is to me and what I believe and what I don't believe, what's tradition, what's just religious, and what's actual, a relationship. So I think in the growing of the St. James Show, it actually started to grow me as a person. And that's where, because like I said, I grew up in church, but I didn't understand salvation till I got out of the apostolic church. And sat in a non-denominational church at 25 years old. Then I finally figured out, that's salvation. So in life, it takes, different things, and we should always be growing and striving to know more and do more and be better. And that's what I'm glad that I'm able to kind of, continue to grow with this platform. And I'm and loving and connecting with platforms like you and Shouting Gales and this other ones that we can actually bounce opinions off. And I'm so, like you say, when you sit in the bushes, I'm sure you're listening some things. You're saying, sometimes you probably agree, sometimes you probably not. But if you don't agree, at least you're thinking about what I said.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's the key. We get a lot of. We've been blessed. I don't. We don't see a lot of negativity over here. We don't. We don't. We. But I've been blessed to be from you to Thais to King. You name it, I've been able to connect. But I'm good with everybody. Because my mentality, my thought process is I see all of you guys value. And all of y'all are great at what you do, how you do it. And so I think what I hope to see in this arena, especially because of who we represent, I hope to see eventually the level of respect. It's like preachers. I can't stand to see preachers who compete.
Right.
Because who you're ministering to ain't for me anyway.
Right. You have that platform. Yeah.
We don't own people. We don't own stuff. This is God's folk.
Yeah.
So whoever we miss the S in the Bible when he says, and I will give you pastors.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We think pastoral. No, the Bible says, and I will give you
pastors. Yeah.
Yes. That's multiple. It can't be singular when it's multiple.
You're going to learn, you're going to grow by listening and follow, and the different pastors, different leaders. Okay, come on, Bishop.
Because my childhood pastor may not work for me in my adulthood.
Right.
It may not. I may love him, but he can't roll with me in adulthood because I'm in a different place.
It worked for that season. Now, yeah.
Jeremiah is clear, and he says, "And I will give you pastors, yes, after my own heart." What does that mean? They're going to have the heart that I have for you.
Yeah.
I think my childhood pastor, every time I see him, he asks me how you and the Lord doing. You can't, no, sir.
Right.
But you still think I'm that kid over there, and I'm not that kid. Because now I need what is a pastor? A pastor is a covering.
Yeah.
And so
after my own heart. And then we're renewing,
there you go.
Renewing a clean heart. And when you talk about renewing, that means it's forever changing. It's forever,
Absolutely.
Getting better.
The minute that you stop helping me to know and understand God, he says, watch this. Who will teach you with knowledge and understanding. The implied of that text is who will help you to know and understand me and my call, my will, my purpose for your life. So my pastor, that's why when I hear a voice in a stranger, he will not follow. You can preach to me and not be my pastor.
Right.
But my pastor has a different call on my life because he's there to cover, to direct, correct, instruct, push. Yeah. And sometimes push out the nest. That's right. Too many pastors want to hold you when they need to be pushing you.
Yeah.
Into
a lot of pastors get a little territorial and they get jealous.
Absolutely. I've experienced that as well. So, and that happens with musicians, it happens with preachers. And sometimes they've held them too long.
Yeah.
And sometimes they hold on too long. And so if God is to expand the kingdom, how is he going to expand the kingdom with limited number of people? You can't get to all four corners, not with 5 people, because 5 people can't get there. So it is. I love what you do, man. I love how you do it. the thoughtfulness. I can always see your brain working. It always makes me laugh when I start to see your brain because you start trying to figure out, now, how do I want to say this?
Yeah, because sometimes you gotta do it circumspectly.
It is hilarious to watch. Tell me, what does your daughter think?
My daughter?
Yeah, what does she think about?
We don't have a lot of conversation about my platform. She knows, she knows that I do.
I know she's young, but I'm just curious as to what does she think?
And she's 25, so she couldn't grow. Yeah. Couldn't grow. But she supports what I do. But what my daughter could be listening right now, I don't know. She's never told me she's watched my show or not.
Yeah,
but she always says, oh, you're live, or you're going live. Oh, okay. She always respects it, like she knows it's important to me.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know you have a daughter. See.
Yeah.
I do my homework though, so I
okay. Yeah,
that was a question you wasn't ready for, but
she's my spoiled daughter. Spoiled. Yeah.
But people don't know. Like when you first started, you used to talk about your daughter all the time. And so it's just people, a lot of times people don't know that when they see us on these platforms, they think they know us, and they don't really know what makes us tick. They don't really know what our interest is. They don't know that you are successful in real estate. You're not just playing with it, but you're actually successful.
Now, if I could just get rid of these 2 condos, I'm trying to get rid of for some clients.
Where they at? We got people everywhere watching.
They here in my city.
We got folk in California watching. We got a whole West Coast. If you're in the West Coast and you need a condo, call St. James.
Call me, please. Yeah.
Drop it to the DMs and let them know you need a condo.
Yeah, we're reviewing some offers though. So God is good. But even with my daughter, it's like she keeps me aware of how I want to present myself.
Right. Okay. Got that.
So that's another avenue. Is just I won't get in a pig pen with a lot of stuff that goes on around here.
Yeah.
I'll let it just, I'll let it just go. I'll just let it go because
it's not even worth it. I mean,
it's not worth it.
It's clicks and views, and a lot of times it's not real. People don't.
It's not real. Yeah, people will manufacture a beef with you or a dislike for you just so it can keep some narratives going for clicks and views. And I understand that. It took me a minute I went, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I see what this is. Because when you realize, I did nothing to that person. I did nothing to that. Yeah, it's just the game, the business
of it. It's WWF.
Yeah.
I don't know what WWE is. I grew up on WWF.
Me too. Me too.
I was probably 13, 14 when I realized it was scripted.
Right. I was hooked too, Bishop. I didn't know.
I didn't know. I thought this was real. And you come to realize that the action is not scripted, but the outcome is.
Yes. Yeah.
The action is not scripted, but the outcome is. And when you get to a place of understanding in God, you realize, this, the action is not scripted, but the outcome is.
Come on now.
God is already, we got to choose. Everything in life is choices. I tell my kids that all the time. Life is choices. You're going to, the Bible says, choose ye this day. You're going to choose what direct. The outcome is already there for you. The question is the actions that you take to get to that. Yeah. And so for me, constantly I look at things. So again, even the whole point of this platform, I'm looking at outcomes.
Yeah.
I'm always constantly reinforcing it's never personal because I don't have no personal beefs with people. I just don't. If I do, I tell people I got a personal beef with that person. But no, I don't.
There's some people I won't fool with, and it's just that what it is. It's just but it's not a hatred thing. It's just I don't fool with you.
Exactly.
And we move on with our life.
And we move on. You can't be friends with everybody. You're not going to.
You can't, and everybody ain't gonna like you. So,
I can be cordial with everybody.
Right.
But there are some people that you in the room and you're not in the room.
Yeah, that's
because you don't exist to me.
That's right. That's right.
Literally, you're just invisible to me. I don't even see you. Like I know you're there, but You might as well not be there because there's nothing. Ain't no conversation, no hello, nothing coming out from me.
Yeah.
I remember one time, and I'm gonna let you go because I know it's getting late. Thank y'all for watching. All of you who have stayed with us this long. But James, I was with I was walking in the hallway in the church, and I walked into my jurisdictional meeting, and one of the superintendents walked up to me and they said, "Listen, Jordan, we ain't gonna make it to heaven like this."
Come on now. Yeah.
And I said, "Make it to heaven like what?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Now you ain't talking to me, and I ain't talking to you." I said, "Well, I'm not talking to you because you wasn't talking to me, and since you don't like me, I don't like to pretend."
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we at with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked away.
Mm.
Probably about 2 years later, I saw him at a funeral, and he walked up to me, and he apologized.
Wow.
And today we're probably he's probably one of my closest friends. Because there was never a beef. It was a manufactured beef.
Yeah.
Because the person around, and I won't say who it was because then everybody would know, but the person around wanted everybody to be beefing with each other because that made them more important in the center.
Yeah. Like there's a good person. They're the good one.
Yeah, they're the ones holding is the glue that's holding.
Yeah.
Together. So they keep everybody around them fighting. But they never fight with the person who's actually created all of the fights. And so once we realized that we were able to get to the next level and push that was pushing us out the way.
You got to know your enemy. we think we know, but no, you got to really know your enemy.
When I discovered that the word enemy in the Bible meant not just adversary, but one who actively works to your demise.
My.
It's not just your adversary. I never really paid attention to the fact that the Bible wouldn't interchange enemy with adversary.
Yeah.
Every adversary, that's just an opponent.
Right.
That's an obstacle. That's an opponent. You know, you can get in the boxing ring and that's your adversary for this fight, but then y'all hug it out afterwards.
Exactly.
But your enemy is actively
trying to destroy you
to see that you do not succeed.
Yeah.
Just kill you. They don't care whether you live or die. They just don't want you to succeed.
Yeah.
That's an enemy. And sometimes the enemy is your best friend.
Ooh, come on now.
Sometimes the enemy is your best friend. Sometimes it's the person standing next to you that will call the person that will call your companion and tell them something about you that ain't even true.
Right.
And you don't see them as an enemy because you think they're a friend.
And your companion listen to them because how close they are to you.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gave them your influence for them to destroy you. That's why that's where that saying, keep your enemies close. Close. Your friends close, but your enemies close.
Enemies close.
Why? Because when you give them influence, they can turn around and destroy you.
Wow.
So to learn that enemies were not always people standing opposite of me, but could be people standing right next to me who were working to see me not succeed.
Wow.
That changed everything, because that could sometimes be your own children. Sometimes your children can be an enemy. Sometimes your family members can be enemies. Sometimes your friends can be the one they don't mean you no harm.
Yeah.
They just don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you pass them. Some people are just on that type of tip. And so when
they want to always have the access to you, and sometimes certain levels releases access.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and they want to always have that access to you.
And they can't get in those rooms. They can't get in.
Right.
That's what makes me mad when I hear people talk about, oh, he paid for this and he paid for that. The Bible, look at it. Look at the Bible. The Bible says, "And your gift."
Yeah.
It ain't talking about this.
Right.
Go back and look at your Bible.
Oh, okay.
Go back and look at the scripture. Look at the text. Exegete the text. Real exegete the text.
Real exegete. Right, okay.
Those who don't know, that means go back and see the original.
That's
the original intent of the original context of the original text. That's exegete. that, and then you apply hermeneutics and you translate that properly.
Yeah.
When you go back and look at that, it's literally talking about the gift, the money that you give will open up doors and bring you before great men.
Listen, I've never heard that, Bishop.
It's in your Bible. I promise. I promise you it's in there. It's talking literally just about money. It is not talking about anything else. When it says your gift will make room for you, it is literally talking about money. It is not. I know people want to say it's your talents and
so me singing all good ain't gonna open that door, huh?
It is talking about your offering. It is talking about your offering. Proverbs is talking about your offering. It ain't the question is, what did you give the man at the door to get into the room?
Your gift will open the door. Wow.
That's what it literally, when you look at the New Living Translation of the Bible, Proverbs 18:16 says this. King James says, and your gift will make room for you. New Living Translation says, giving a gift can open up doors and it gives access to important people.
Look at that. Look at that.
And that gift can let you go to Las Vegas. That $50 seat.
Come on now. Look at here. Come on out of here.
Throw that commercial in there, Sean Gail.
Look at that. Come on out of here, Gail. Come on out of here.
4-day, 3-night Las Vegas couples getaway. Yes, it's one of the most popular destinations in the country, and for good reason. Thrilling nightlife, amazing restaurants, show-stopping entertainment. You'll choose from world-class resorts like Luxor Las Vegas Hotel and Casino, Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino, and the Link Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Here's what others have said when using one of our complimentary Las Vegas getaways.
Wow, here in sunny Las Vegas, we had a great time. This is our great venture here. Honey, what you think about the trip?
It was amazing.
We just enjoyed a wonderful 3-night stay here in Las Vegas. As you can tell, it's sunny outside. This resort was great.
It's gorgeous here. The amenities are awesome. The customer service is the best, and the deal online is exactly what it claims to be. And we are very pleased with our stay. And just take a look at how beautiful this place is. Thanks again. We are very happy customers.
We had an amazing time. I got to ride a roller coaster for the first time with my wife. She heard me scream like a little girl. It was a completely amazing trip. We had a great time.
We strongly recommend it. Go get yourself a vacation.
Take action now and be on your way to Vegas, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Give the gift and make the room. How about that? But yeah, it is. I want y'all to never forget that. It is.
I am going to next time I have Bishop Jordan on the show, I'm gonna say, Bishop Jordan over there at the Heat. Expounded it. You know, that's right up his alley.
Yeah, that's right. And he will tell you. I mean, it's when you look at the actual Talmud the translation of the Talmud is literally because we say it the wrong way. What Proverbs literally says is a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. That's two actions. That's two different actions. So when I give, it makes room.
Yeah.
That means it opens up.
Yeah.
To make room means to open up. And then bring it me. That means it carries me or presents me or gets me into the room with great men. You don't get into the presidential inaugural ball for free.
That's right. That's right.
It's the donation that you get that determines what table you sit at.
Now link that your heart is your treasure.
Well, that's a different context though.
Oh, okay.
Because what that's talking about is in terms of love and relationship. Okay. That's dealing with the thing that you love, you take care of.
You take care of.
You spend. If I love you, I spend on you because I love you. I don't spend on you. You know, it ain't that doesn't work. You don't love the prostitute.
But you'll spend money on her.
But if you love sex, you'll spend money on the prostitute. You know what I'm saying? where my heart, because out of the heart flows the issues of life, right? So whatever I got going on in here, I'm going to give to. And so we apply that to church, but that applies to anything that you love. If you love your car, you spend money on it.
Yeah.
You get it washed, you get it waxed. I clearly don't love my car because my car only gets a wash every 6 weeks. So my car is not loved at all. I don't have a love car. My car don't get no love at all. I just throw stuff in there,
Lord,
drive all over the country in them.
Well, Bishop, Bishop, we want our viewers to love themselves and take that trip to Las Vegas.
We want them to love themselves. Take somebody with you. Look, take somebody with you. Don't go by yourself.
You and a guest can go to Las Vegas with that $50 deposit, or if you wish to pay the trip straight out, you pay that $150 now. Don't hesitate. Do it now. You have 2 ways to give. You can do Cash App with $ Heat Show, or you can do the Zelle account with Heat Show Comments at gmail.com. You will see the name of David Jordan, and you can place your fee there. And we thank God for this opportunity where we've had the great, Dr. Christopher St. James.
Hold on 1 second, because I want when St. James go talk to Bishop Jordan, I want him to ask him what's 5 verses down from the gift making room. Because when you get 5 verses down, you find out something else. Same chapter, same book. Death and life,
come on,
are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Then you go one more verse. Whoso findeth a wife. Good thing. All of that is in Proverbs chapter 18. That's one chapter. That's all in the same chapter. None of that is these. That's Samuel giving wisdom. Proverbs are just words of wisdom, like we quote Martin Luther King. That's all Proverbs is. Are the things that he said that were wise and what made men wise. And so that we like to put a lot of spiritual connotation in things. But we forget that's not God, that's Samuel talking.
That's Samuel talking. Yeah.
Samuel's giving the wisdom given to him by God. That's why it's in the book. But that's the wisdom of saying, hey, listen, this is just, it's almost like dealing with reality of life. Like that, we know reality TV is not real, but the reality of life, that if you want to get in there, that's what you got to do. If you want to do this, that's what you got to do. A man who findeth a wife find a good thing and obtain the favor of God. That tells you some whole other things about what marriage does and why some men don't get somewhere. Because if the favor is carried with her, then there's some favor you ain't never getting access to as long as you're not married.
No access. Wow.
You don't have no access to it because it who finds a wife find a good thing. But there's a pericope to that says and obtaineth the favor. Some of that favor on my life came with that. Now whether or not they stay is up to them. But,
come on now.
And we are so grateful.
You know what that means.
And we are so grateful for it.
I've enjoyed it. I'm glad you came on tonight, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity to hit the link. Shouting Gail and Bishop, I appreciate this time. I need to go somewhere and gather my thoughts.
And before you go, will you please tell people how they can reach you on your social media platforms?
Yeah, definitely. The St. James Show on all social media platforms. Hit me up on YouTube, of course, Instagram, my Facebook, the St. James Show, my Facebook page. I tell you, they cuts up over there. Those comments are wild. So you may want to go over there and roam around the Facebook page, but also St. James TikTok. You can find me there as well. So wherever and the Cardinal Church Sector page on YouTube. I got a whole bunch going on around here.
Is that you too?
That's me as well. Yeah.
What?
The Cardinal Church Sector. Yeah.
Okay.
That's me as well. Yeah.
Well, now I know.
Yep.
I didn't know that was you too.
I was live there on there last night cutting up. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, y'all check.
that's
I
how you can
promise you
find me.
will not be disappointed. St. James is uh, just it's a pleasure to watch. I get a lot of enjoyment. I sit back in the cut every once in a while. I say something. Most of the time is I'm just sitting and enjoying, and because I'm not even hiding. I'm
You
just
just there. Yeah. There's a lot of people like that.
and yeah. I don't have no I don't care nothing about what people think. I'm there because I'm enjoying the
Yeah.
platform, and sometimes I'll drop it. If I'm not going to be there long, I don't say nothing. If I'm in for the whole ride, then I'll just let you know I'm watching. But
Yeah.
other than that, I just kind of sit back. It's a very enjoyable. It's not unlike watching any other television show that I watch, and that's the way I look at it. And I enjoy it for that reason, and love to be a part of it, and so.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on for sure,
Yeah.
and I appreciate your support to me as well. I
Yeah,
really do.
and of course, you're always welcome. So
Thank you so much.
thank you for dropping in. You didn't have to do it, but I appreciate that you do it, man. And thank you for all that you do. Just even supporting us. Thank you so much for it.
All right, y'all have a good evening.
You too, sir.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, Gail,
Again, you can have that trip to Las Vegas for $150. You could send a cash app to $ Heat Show. And then you have, if you would like to do Zelle, you can do heatshowcomments@gmail.com. You will see the name of David Jordan, and that will be the place where you can place that fee of $150 that will pay your trips right out. Now, just in case you don't want to do that, you can reserve your spot by doing a deposit of $50 to the same ways of sending Cash App or Zelle. And we thank you so much for viewing the show on this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, even those that are viewing the replay. You have an opportunity to reserve your spot with a hotel. Now, this is for your hotel stay. You are responsible to get to Las Vegas. But when you get to Las Vegas, your hotel will be paid for. Back to you, Bishop.
make sure y'all go. If you don't have life insurance, if you don't have health insurance, make sure y'all check out our sponsor, Total Health and Life. Either shoot a text or give them a call, and somebody will certainly get back to you, um, no matter where you are, even if they don't have agents in that particular city or state that you're in. They have referral agents that they will get you to somebody that works with them and will take care of you in that city and or state. So make sure y'all do that. Would y'all do that and take care of yourselves? Would y'all keep praying for me? Thank you so much, Pat Smith. Um, would y'all keep praying for me? We've experienced a lot of loss here lately, and so that means we gotta. Y'all know that means we gotta hit the road and, and head out to do what we gotta do. But y'all keep praying for us, and we're gonna keep praying for y'all too.
And also, those of you that would like to support this show, you can give you give your a donation of 5, 10, or 20 or $50. Those are ways to give that seed or that donation of 5, 10, 20, or $50. You can go to Cash App or Zelle. Back to you, Bishop.
Yeah, I'm done. If you pray, we'll go.
God, we thank you for another opportunity to come by way of YouTube. Bless those that are in the chat, those that have been in the chat on the live of this show, those of that viewing, that are viewing the replay. God, continue to bless them. Let the anointing still flow, even though they have not been able to be on the live. But when they watch, God, let change come in their life. Let healing come. Let encouragement come. Those that are in ministry, God, let them have a boost of encouragement that they will continue to do the work and the assignment that you have given them. We thank you for Bishop Jordan, God. Touch his heart, touch his mind, even though he's in a state of sorrow, God. Give him encouragement, God. We bless him. We pray for him. We ask that you give him strength, God, as he travels the highways, and God, and as he sees to those people that give him a call. God, he's always on call for the kingdom. He's on call to encourage people. But God, I ask that you encourage him right now, even in the loss of his own relatives, God. Give strength, God. We thank you for what you're doing in his life, God. And those that are watching, God, those that are pastors, those that are leaders, those that are just members of a church, God, continue to bless their homes, continue to bless their finances, God, continue to bring healing, bring strength, let them be healthy, oh God. And we bless you and we thank you for all the things that you are doing, God, because we trust you, God. We put everything in your hands and we will forever give your name the praise. Thank God. Amen. Last words, Bishop?
That's all the words I got. Love y'all. Peace.